Just for you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Dungeon the Mad Mage. This is session 10, and we are sans a Mikhail Moldenhauer tonight.
Oh yeah, let's give his last name. Let's dox him.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to Google real quick and find out how many Jeremy Roses there are and how many J Houses there are, because I'm pretty sure it's not gonna matter. Just saying.
Yeah, there's gotta
maybe
be plenty
Mitch. Mitch might be
Mitch
one of the
probably
more
isn't
like
there.
uniques,
Damn,
but
you're only gonna get fucking doxxed.
I guarantee you, it's not gonna matter. Anyways,
Yeah, I guarantee you, if I get doxxed and that information is spread, people are gonna be like, "Okay, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this
who the
information?"
fuck cares? Or nobody. It doesn't matter.
Who the fuck is this?
He used to be a
Anyways.
professional skateboarder.
Mitch may be joining us later this evening. If he does, great. If he does not, that is okay.
You're gonna be able to swap over to the proper layout if he pops in.
I got a button. I can just click. Boom. Done. I'm
Good,
slowly but surely developing the list of layouts of people missing. So, you know, eventually we'll be aces. Anyways, it's been 2 weeks since we have last played, so I'm sure everyone needs a little bit of a recap. So why don't we go ahead and get started with a recap. Alright, I had a moment there, I apologize. Having bested the gelatinous cube janitor, you continued to explore the magically lit passages, finding that some of them had caved in due to some water source. Moving onwards, you found a suspicious alcove in which was carved a bas-relief of a heavy-set nude man playing a harp. Upon the harp was carved the phrase, "Gaze upon me with bronzed visage, and secrets shall I reveal." Reading this, you all surmised that you should use the bronze mask of Halaster that you had found in the Hall of Mirrors. After some discussion to determine who was going to wear the mask, Bones put it on and found himself in a demi-plane in which sat Halaster Blackcloak, the deranged Mad Mage himself. Halaster demanded Bones ask of he questions 3. And said that 2 answers would be the truth and 1 would be a lie. Bones, wishing to guarantee a truth, asked twice where the bones of the dead god lie. Halaster told him that they lied in Shadow Dusk Hold on floor 22. He also told him that Ezrah would be the greatest chef ever. And then he promptly melted into a screaming puddle of ooze. Afterwards, you all ventured further east, finding the Grick snack watchpost, where a battle against its goblinoid inhabitants ensued. The goblins here attempted to flank you several times, and against an inferior opponent, this might have proven effective. But you all are just too damn strong for fucking goblins at this point. And you kind of butchered them. So, some of the goblins fled down a dark, rough-hewn tunnel, and you heard terrible screams and the snap of bones. Ashes transformed into his wereform and bellowed for you all to follow him, clearly intent on whatever lies down this hall. So, let's bring it on over to...
Is that what happened? Holy shit. I don't remember any of it. I have no memory of that.
That is what happened. That is what happened not last week, but the week before.
Was I here?
Yes, you were.
Yeah, you're the one that asked questions to Halaster.
No, I remember the Halaster part. I just have no memory of the rest of it.
The goblins that looped around that
Shot the shit out of Ezrah and then got chased down in multiple different hallways. And then there were 2 more that were gone for like forever, and you guys thought everything was clear, and then they came out and
Jeremy,
tried to shoot you guys again.
We might need to talk about this after the session or between the session. We might need to go back to the old map layout, because not having this giant ass square in just this itty bitty place where we are is not super great.
I prefer having control of my token. Thank you very much.
I mean,
yes.
It's we're working on ideas. We're working on
Yeah.
ideas. We'll see. One of the things that I might end up doing. Actually, here, we can take a brief moment to experiment.
Way to distract him.
So one of the things that we might end up doing, right, is instead of utilizing the advanced fog of war, which takes a lot of processing power and stores a lot of information, right? We might do something like the fog of war. Actually, I'm not going to play around with that right now. We might play around with that in between sessions. I'm not going to play around with it right now because I have played around with it in the past, and sometimes it can be a little fuckety.
Would it be possible to have the players be able to choose what their map looks like and it not affect everybody?
No, unfortunately. Yeah,
Okay.
it's like a server. It's client side. It's not,
Yeah,
it's server side, not client side. So it's my side, not your side. I make all of the selections.
You
basically,
dictate what we see.
the in-between is the concept of instead of using the advanced fog of war, it's using the regular fog of war, and then manually revealing locations that you guys have seen in the past, and that might not be nearly as much of a load as far as processing goes. So we might try that maybe this weekend or so. The only reason why I don't just flip over to it right now and us test it on the fly is because I have messed around with it in the past, and sometimes if you're fucking with it real time, it will just reveal shit that it's not supposed to reveal. So
Why is that a problem, Jeremy?
we're gonna hold on to that for a moment.
Why is it a problem?
Anyways,
He likes his element of surprise.
well, I mean, I think you guys also like the element of surprise. So
Overrated.
has everyone made it back to where we are? Can everyone see their tokens, etc.?
Yep.
I'm gonna flip on over here real quick. Cool. Okay, so currently Ashes is in were form over here in this rough-hewn tunnel, and Matashtai has rushed up behind him. Right? Now, Ashes, you are wielding your sword.
Nope.
No?
I went claws.
You went claws? But you have triggered your one of your Crimson Rights, right?
Right. I am clawed and righted and transformed.
Okay. So, we have a brief moment here, right? Where Matashtai, Ezra, and Bones have crossed in front of this monolith, right? Bones, that's right up here. And it's this giant eye with a bunch of bloody handprints across the base of it. But Ezra and Bones, or what are your plans? Are you guys gonna join Matashtai and Ashes, or what? What's going on?
They said we were going to like that hole, right? Some
Yeah,
bullshit
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So
Where
Ashes.
There was screaming and crunching. And...
So Ashes is already transformed and is like, because it's kind of tight, right? It's not like you have to squeeze through, but it's kind of like you don't have a huge amount of room. So he's already kind of like pushing his way through, and Matashtai is behind him, trying to keep pace. Matashtai, I'm gonna say, is actually gonna take just a step back away from Ashes, just
Okay.
in case.
Yeah. I think at this point, Ashes would make sure the party knows to never stay closer to him than he is to an enemy.
That's so he doesn't want to get
So
he doesn't want to
Ezra's
get left
gonna stay
behind.
where he is then.
He doesn't want to get. You have two people in between you and him. What are you talking about?
Exactly. There are two people between me and him.
So,
Gives me time to run if he starts attacking one of them.
Gotcha. So you guys kind of climb over the old dead corpses, and make your way into this rough-hewn tunnel. Ashes,
Oh
what
yeah,
are
I'm
you doing?
climbing.
Jay,
I'm sorry.
What are you doing?
I'm well. I guess I'm gonna push forward until I can see a little Gricky tentacle sticking out.
Okay. Go ahead
So,
and slowly move forward. As you kind of round this bend, Ashes, let's see. Let me see what you see.
Wow.
As you round this bend, you see that the floor is littered with small rocks, pebbles, broken pieces of statuary, jagged chunks of masonry. Some of it is tiny, minuscule, right? Little pebbles.
Right.
Other bits and pieces are large enough chunks to crush a man's skull.
Cool.
Skull crushers.
All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna press forward, being very careful, because I know that this creature is probably, mechanically speaking, readying an action to snatch a fool up the second he sticks his nose around the corner. I'm gonna try to.
You have advantage on smell checks, right?
I do. It is.
Is it hearing checks too, or is it just smell?
It's hearing and smell.
Hearing and smell. Okay, so you
Heightened
definitely
senses.
you definitely smell. I think we already talked about this previously, like the last session. This smells like a predator's lair, right?
Right.
The stench of like death and decay, rot, is here. But you hear this gnashing and grinding and snapping, right? And it's not an unfamiliar sound to you. You are a blood hunter, but there's a key word in there. You are a hunter, right? And you have heard predator consume prey, and that is the sound you are hearing right now.
If I like move up a little bit, say to like right here, and
Uh-huh.
see how there's a fork,
Yep.
can I tell if like it sounds like it's coming from my left or my right?
So you absolutely can. As you're moving up, roll me stealth, because I'm assuming you are trying to be quiet about this.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Okay.
That's going to be a disadvantage.
Matashtai,
because
yeah, that is true. Matashtai is behind you, right, and he's kind of like creeping along. He has Tonebone Kiri out, and he's trying to keep sight with Bones and Ezra, and he waves you guys forward. So he's trying to act as kind of like the fulcrum, so that he keeps vision of you guys. Oh, Bones, you just gonna come right in.
I'm following, bro. I'm in.
Okay. Ashes, it is definitely coming from this branch. And actually, where you're at, you can see that this rough-hewn tunnel that you're kind of like pushing your way through, to the southeast, right? It continues to the south, just jagged carvings. But to the southeast, it starts to smooth out into hallway. And that's where where the snapping, grinding, and you begin to hear this.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Well, I'm going to look back to my allies, nod. Then I'm gonna get down on all four, and I'm just gonna charge it.
Okay. This sounds like. Okay.
It's basically an attempt at a surprise round.
Yes. In a momento. Check. I don't have toggle on. My bad. We're gonna see. Ooh. Good.
Ashes is also going to make the assumption that, much like the smaller Grell, he's going to be tentacled, and those tentacles are going to be super poisonous, and it's going to be great.
As you kind of like do the whole like I don't know, like the runners set, right? As you can like
the 4-point stance.
Yeah, the 4-point stance. There you go. You get ready, and then you kind of like, and that very first one, right? Your foot kind of like it just scrapes across stone, and it just echoes. And all element of surprise is basically thrown out the window. But I'm gonna say you do come charging round the bend, and you see, right? Oh, you see nothing because I deleted your token.
Nothing.
You're back. Thank you, Control Z. You come around the corner and you see this. I showed you the wrong thing. You see this. Make sure to click the handout button next time.
Oh, hey, that one doesn't actually give literally all the information.
Yeah, it doesn't literally give all the information. It's just the picture. So, yeah, but you see this thing, and it rears up and it shrieks, right? And it's got these tentacles that all like flail outwards, and they're covered in bits of flesh, chunks of meat and blood, right? And its maw, this huge beak, right? This huge stony beak is just slick with gore. And in front of it is just the gnawed upon corpse of the goblin that Matashtai had let flee, right?
Karma.
Out of the frying pan, in the fire.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go ahead and select tokens and roll initiative.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that tracks.
Hey, that's not bad.
Oh, baby, and the 6. Oh, baby, baby.
Make the baby.
Aha! Trying to learn my hotkeys here,
Oh,
so
hell
that I
yeah.
can switch between things very quickly. So we want to do that, and
Hey, Jay.
Yes. Same.
Numa.
Maya
Yeah.
he, Maya who, Maya ha,
ha ha.
ha ha.
You're welcome.
Yep. Gonna do advantage this real quick. Oh man. Okay? So what do you do, Ashes, when you?
Matashtai?
Oh right. Does anyone want to control Matashtai during this session? Session. No.
I will.
No. I mean, I'd appreciate it if one of my players would be like, yo, and
Here's the thing,
Can
I
I
would do
take
it,
this?
but I would get so much shit if by happenstance Ashes ended up hitting Matt. I would never hear the end of it. Never.
all right,
See, but the thing is,
Anyway.
if I take control, I'm gonna actively put him between Ezra and Ashes.
look, you
I mean, he'll
all
probably be there anyways.
you all can currently control him. So someone roll
We'll take
initiative
turn.
for me. Yeah, somebody do it up. Ooh, very nice.
I did not select this token. So.
You did not select this token.
I'm still selected on my token. Move me back to a 5. And
You fool!
You're right where you want to be.
yeah, I like being towards the bottom.
Alright, 19. Okay, so technically Matashtai goes first. Ashes, what do you do when you round the corner and this thing rears up? So it's this big slug-like body, right? And it rears up and it basically like hisses at you, screeches at you, and flails, right? Like it's trying to scare away another predator, which it's viewing you as, right?
Let's see.
What do you do? No, not action-wise. Just like, what do you do? How do you respond to this?
I mean, not being see, Ashes is more familiar with the more woodland type creatures. Things
Sure.
like beasts and like mammals. Hasn't dealt too much in like aberrations and and slithery things. So,
slithery
I-
monstrosities.
this is why I can't DM. But yeah, he's going to. I guess he'd be somewhat taken aback. How much bigger is it than from the Grell that they were fighting earlier?
Bigger. It's.
I mean, it's clearly they're both medium creatures, but
yeah, they're both medium creatures. The Grick is. It's not a. It's like it has the body of like one of those scary big boa constrictors.
Same.
You know? So like its torso is like this, its snake-like body is like this, right? But then again, so is its fucking beak.
Yeah.
Right?
So all right, well, then we'll say that that you could physically see the hairs running down his back, kind of standing up on end a little bit, and you'll snarl at it.
Okay. So cuz you're in fucking wolf form, and this like if a human or something like that had rounded the corner, this Grick might be acting in a different manner. It might just have, like, lunged at you immediately or something like that. Yeah. But right now it's in, like, oh shit, other predator mode, right?
Other predator mode. Yep,
yeah, absolutely.
So hair frizzles, snarl.
All right. But what is Matashtai doing? He is the fast one.
Matashtai's gonna grab his bow because he just realized how shit got all sorts of fuckity.
Okay.
Gonna
whip out the bow.
there.
He said he doesn't have Kinsai damage for his bow yet, right?
He has to use a bonus action or something.
Yeah, he has to use a bonus action to Kinsai shot. Oh, he doesn't have. It doesn't count as a monk weapon yet. Is what you're asking.
Oh, he has to be a certain level before a
No,
bow.
no, I think it does, because I think he takes. I think when he hit 5,
one of each.
he
Yep,
takes
you
one of
choose
each.
one of each.
Yeah. It's.
Mhm.
I think
Okay.
when he
Range
gets
and
like
melee.
9, he gets to get like another weapon, and then when he hits like
6th, 11th, and 17th, he gets to choose
6th,
another type of
11th, and
weapon.
17th.
Um,
So he's looking forward to next level for that.
So I'm gonna go ahead and pop Kensei
Sure,
and take 2 pot shots.
gotcha.
Nice.
I'm not sure why he's rolling at disadvantage.
Should not be. No. So
Obviously, because he's disadvantaged in this situation.
he's disadvantaged.
Wait,
Now
wait,
he's
I'm
not disadvantaged, but he actually would have half cover because of Ash's standing in front of him like this. But plus 2 is not gonna matter when you're rolling 23s. So-
And then he's gonna take a step further just because he knows Bones wants to.
Gotcha. Awesome. Okay, so that's 2 quick arrows. Did you Kinsei? Did you bonus action Kinsei?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So 2 quick arrows whiz past you, Ashes, and thud into this thing, and they bury deep, and this thing just shrieks, and its tentacles just kind of flail and quiver. Clearly that hurt the beast a lot.
Y'all come down here and deal with this thing now. You hear?
Y'all come down here. Okay, so in the excitement, here's the fun thing. These things are naturally incredibly stealthy in rocky terrain because they are basically tentacle snakes, right? Real hard to see snakes in rocky terrain. And you being as distracted as you are, and the fact that this thing rolled a 22 on its stealth, you are unawares as another one slithers right up next to you, Ashes, and leaps out of a pile of rubble at you. So this Grick gonna be going, and he gonna be attacking. Now he will have advantage on this first attack because he was hidden. Okay.
My AC is 19.
19. Okay.
Get a +1 for my form.
Ooh, nope. All right, so even with the advantage, right? Even surprised, you do that whole like something jumps out and it kind of like wraps tentacles around your arm, but you're able to like fling it off and throw it back into the pile. Now, Grick are very interesting in the fact that they are combo creatures. So since you have deflected its tentacle attack, it is done for the turn. Okay. So, Ashes, you're up.
Despite being surprised that there is another Grick in front of us, he's still going to kind of keep running. He's going to bob and weave to engage in the one that has been hurt without breaking contact with the one that tried to hit him. He is going to attack with his lichen claws. That is probably not going to hit.
Oh, no, unfortunately, that will not hit.
I'm going to assume that does not also not hit.
An 11 does not hit. No, you're able to kind of like make contact with their bodies, but they actually have these very thick rubbery hides, so you don't quite find purchase.
All right, then I will use my bonus action to strike one last time, as I can do with my claws.
Ooh. Oh no! Oh no,
That's
sir!
how today's gonna go, huh?
Are you kidding me?
Starting off strong. You wade into the thick of things, right? And the injured Grick is flailing and hissing at you. The one that you threw off, right, is snapping at your heels as you try to move through, right? But you're unable to actually get into the thick of anything just at this moment. So is that all for you, Ashes?
Yeah, that's
that fucking upturn on your voice. Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
He's fine.
He's fine. Bones, you're up.
Alright, I'm moving forward. 1, 2, well,
Yeah,
God.
you hear battle engage, right? And you saw Matashtai rush up and fire off 2 arrows and then step back. What would you like to do?
I'm at 420 feet.
All right, so you round this bend and you see these 2 creatures hissing and lashing at Ashes.
2. Oh, the far one.
Yep.
Oh, the far one's hurt. I thought that.
Yep.
I don't know what
The
I
far
thought
one
that
is
was.
pretty hurt. Yep.
That skull is so giant. It's like way more giant than normal.
All of the icons are bigger on this map because the way they designed the maps in Roll20. So you see each of the 5-foot squares in the actual artwork for the maps. Each of the 10-foot sections, like the 10x10s, is a single block in the regular maps. So
Okay,
they
so I
had to
moved 20
scale
feet, right?
it up. So in scaling it up, all of the icons also scale up.
I think
So
I
it's
moved 20
weird.
feet. I'm move 25, 30, and then I'm gonna unleash the double-bladed scimitar. I'm gonna do the attacking.
Okay, so are you going to the injured one, trying to get it out of the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was just a goblin.
Oh, okay. So
Did the first one hit? Man, the first one. didn't
first
hit.
one hits.
Okay, well, there's a normal sneak.
The first one hits, and you cut deep into this Grick's torso, right, into its snake-like skin, and you basically eviscerate it in single blow,
Cool. Can
like right out of the
readjust-
gates. So
readjust my crit to the other one.
guys, gotcha. So you turn right, and you do this quick jab to the other one. And you score across one of its tentacles, and it spurts this greenish ichor, right? And flails and hisses at you, but it is still just fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That's all I can do.
Okay,
Turn over.
sounds good. Ezra, the sounds of battle have flared up. There's hissing and gnashing and the clatter of weaponry. And Ashes flailing.
So the one that is marked with skull and crossbones is actually
Sorry,
dead. Is
yeah,
that
he's dead.
accurate?
Boom.
Just double checking.
Yep.
So looking
did.
at the other one that we see, I'm just gonna go ahead and do my thing with my spectral purple oozy hand to come clawing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it comes out and just rakes down the Grick's body. Very good. it has been damaged. You see those kind of putrid wounds, right, from the claws that rake through. Necrotic, or necrosis rather. Okay, and then the other Grick is dead, and Matashtai is up.
All right, having assessed the situation, point of inquiry, because I don't really pay attention when Mitch does his things. For Monk, he's got his Tumbakiri, but he also gets the bonus action unarmed strike. Does he have to do one-handed attacks, or can he do two-handed attacks and still get the unarmed?
He can do two-handed and still get the.
Yeah.
Yep. It basically just. I mean, so there's multiple ways you can interpret that. Most of the time, I like to go with the concept of like he just kicks, right? Because that's still an unarmed strike. Yeah. But you can just as there's nothing in the rules saying that you can't hit with a two-handed weapon and then punch with one hand, you know. All right, a 21 will definitely hit, and a 19 will also definitely hit. And a 26 will also definitely hit. And in this moment, right, Matashtai. Ooh, actually, hold that thought.
Thought being held.
Thought being held.
Oh yeah, hold that thought.
You were using your bow. You can't. Are you dropping your bow and swapping to Tumbakiri?
Oh, god damn. Yeah, sure. Fuck it. I don't
care. Okay. I gotta.
That's not my bow. I don't care.
I gotta get Mitch, right? Even he's not here, and I still have to hassle him about his weapon swapping. Look, it's the only thing I have on him. I need this. Okay, so you drop the bow, draw Tumbakiri as you rush over, and you rip into this thing like. Matashtai makes short work of the Grick as it is already injured, and flailing and hissing at ashes. It just drops. Very nice. Fuck that guy. Chat plays as Mitch. I like it.
Who's
Chat
in
plays
chat?
as Mitch. Oh yeah,
Rock's in chat. Rock plays as Mitch. Okay, so you in very rapid order, right? You dispatch the two Grick, and the gnashing and hissing and the crunch of bones, right? The noise that had filled the air just a few moments before goes quiet, and what replaces it, right, in this silence is a horrendous, noxious stench as you look at these Grick, right, and you see spilling out from the wounds upon their bodies is this horrid viscous green ichor, right? And you actually see it their bodies begin to putrefy pretty rapidly, and there's this little cloud, like this little green gaseous cloud that kind of begins to form above the exposed pools of ichor, right? Whatever their insides.
Ezra recognize this chemical reaction? Or...
The chemical reaction?
Or if this has some sort of arcane feel to it, or...
Roll me an Arcana.
I was like, what happened to my Arcana? Holy shit, looking at
You were looking at Matashtai. You... About this particularly, you know nothing. However, it doesn't take much of an intuitive leap to determine that these creatures, right, are monstrosities. And most monstrosities are the creation of magic in some form or fashion, right? Most of them now are natural creatures, but in bygone eras they were created.
Legends.
Yeah, things where this happens, right? Stuff like this happens, tend to be very foul creations that have gone in very weird evolutionary directions. And looking at the creatures, that's not a very big leap in intuition. These things are pretty vile, both in their form and they're ambush predators with snakes and snake bodies and tentacles. Like that's about as bad as it gets.
Same snake body tentacles right here. That's me.
That felt a little too easy. Is this not our target? Is this not an alpha?
Doesn't look like an alpha.
I mean, there were 2 of them, so
this is clearly not.
I mean, unless one's a beta and the other's the alpha.
Aha! By the way, everyone gets 250 experience for the Lair of Grick.
Yay!
God, I have to do experience for 2 characters. Fuck this.
Oh, you poor thing.
Wow,
You know how much I love math.
A solid even 11K.
So hard.
Not me. I'm at 11,200. You're at 11K.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be at 11. Could you be at 11,200?
I have 950 right now, and you said
Remember,
250.
Me and Mitch made new characters. Our experience.
Their experience was evened out.
Oh yeah. I'm sitting here thinking about who was it that was like 3 experience ahead of? Was it Gad was 3 experience ahead of everyone else, or was it Bones 3? I don't remember. Someone was like 3 experience ahead of everyone else.
11K.
Hard to
Should
tell.
you be at 1125 unless Mitch randomly gained an extra 25 experience?
No,
Not that Jeremy remembers. Probably did though.
he did not. I've given no bonus experience for anything that you guys have done so far, and I don't think I really intend to. I don't feel like that's the type of style of game that we're running.
Well, he was at 8, what was it, 10, 8, 75. So that would leave him at 11,025.
25.
That is a discrepancy.
This is the here's the problem. We're gonna go on a brief rant real quick. Here is the problem that people actually have with experience points. Y'all bitches can't do math. That's what people actually have problems with experience points for.
I admit it every single time I have to have.
I love making experience charts, and I'm like, oh yeah, they're gonna get this much experience for this thing, and they're gonna get this much experience for this thing. Y'all just can't do math, and it leads to this shit.
Even numbers here.
You need to check your freaking
250? 250?
196 is not even.
How did you get to 196?
I don't know, because your fuckered math put me at 196.
I'm just letting you know.
That might be a holdover from Dragon Heist.
Even when I can calculate,
there's nothing that is not. There's nothing that's not. Oh no, that's not true.
No, he definitely got odd numbers. You were giving out 1s and 3s and shit.
Yeah, there's definitely that has to be from Dragon Heist because everything in here.
You could just give me an extra 4 experience, and then I might stop bitching a little bit.
Maybe you should earn it then.
Take an extra 4 experience.
Wow.
Hey!
I'll put him at a round number. I don't give a shit.
Hey!
I care.
Well, Bones, what are you at? That's
11,
Bones'
200.
bag of holding. My bad. Yeah, what? Why were you 4 experience ahead of Ezra?
Because Gad was privileged.
Oh. Well, we're getting rid of the privilege. He died. We're done with that.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to kill my character, man. I
He
can't
died.
deal
We're
with
done
this.
with that.
Cool.
All right,
It was an emotional
Ashes.
memory,
Yeah,
Jeremy. I
you're
don't know if I
good.
can
You're
relate.
good. Okay. All right. Everything in Dungeons of the Mad Mage is either a 0 or a 5 at the end. So.
Thank God. I will
Alright.
more than likely not bitch as much. I'll probably still bitch because fuck math.
You're
But-
100% gonna still.
I'm not gonna say it's gonna stop entirely.
Okay. So, right, you guys fell these Grick. You see this horrid, putrid reaction, right, of their ichor to air.
Do we have a moment of respite for Matt to grab the bow real quick?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean,
You believe
Yeah.
you do.
in this moment, right? You all have time. We're out of combat.
He moves the 5 feet to grab his bow.
Sounds good. So what is happening, right? Adrenaline begins to tank, right? But what's going down?
And I still have like 55 minutes of wear form, so
Alright, so-
are you
So-
like
so-
are you
so-
like super testosterone when you're in
I
rare
would like-
form?
I want
would
to get the big one. I want the big
okay.
one.
I want to look at him, right? I'm gonna look at him. Use my knowledge of nature. They're not nature. I've never seen these things, but I'm gonna look at them.
I mean, they're monstrous creatures. They're not aberrations. They're not from a different plane
maybe
of
I'm
existence.
aware. I don't know.
You
I want to
might
like.
be.
So I'm gonna take a look at him and like So like lions, right? One of them's got a big mane. Like hyenas, there's a big old one. It's a female, but it's a big old one. I'm gonna try and determine. Is one of them different from the other?
Okay.
Is one maybe an alpha and we're just not thinking about it?
Sure. Roll me a nature check.
I got that. Once I find it in the list.
Yeah. No, these two. You're not 100% sure about the biology of these creatures. They are a little alien, right?
But like they just look like too similar
But they are.
to be an alpha.
Yeah. So
what I'm trying to
what
think.
they seem like to you is they seem more like hive mind like creatures, right?
Mhm.
Like bees or ants or things like that. They seem like they are drones or soldier style variants. They don't seem to have like a biological gender or they are definitely the same physically, right? Like there's one's not bigger than the other, one's not more threatening than the other.
Right, because that's how it is in my world.
Yes, yeah. No.
Okay.
So yeah,
So, like, they came
basically,
from-
yeah. With that 16, I would think it's safe for Bones to assume that unless these are both Grick alphas, they are not.
No, Bones
What
wouldn't
you're
assume
looking
that
for.
because he would assume there's not going to be two alphas.
Exactly.
So they came from that direction. I point and ask Ashes. mean-
Yeah, it seems like they were. Well, I mean, they came up to grab some food, so I'm assuming the big one might be back there.
Ashes, there's also a path going another way. They could be down there too.
Go investigate.
You know what? Yeah, before like I feel more confident that the east direction is where it is, but I'll like step over here and give a real deep
Oh boy.
and see if I can't take the
Also takes a
smell
step
from the
away from the
Grick that I
road.
have just the scent that I have just learned and apply it to see if there's more of it coming from the south.
Ooh, sure. Roll me perception with advantage.
Ezra would have taken a step away from Ashes.
Cool. Glad I had advantage.
Well, you know.
Level 6.
This entire area is just filled with either the stink of death
Steak.
or what you're now identifying as these Grick. And you're actually having a little bit of trouble with your keen nostrils because that putrescence, that little like green cloud, is starting to like diffuse out of the bodies of the Grick and kind of like in a small area, and it's kind of as you inhale deeply, it's kind of burning the inside of your nostrils just a little bit.
I'll be
Not-
like, eyes watering. No,
Yeah.
I don't think it's that way.
Not like super worrying, not like super bad, but it's definitely that like unpleasant, like you sniffed a little too close to a bottle of cayenne or something, you know?
Mhm. Yep, I don't
Cayenne.
think it's that way. Let's go. Let's check east first, and then continue on south if we
He
don't.
does that dog thing where they sneeze like 13 times in a row.
Yeah,
And like in the time of like a fraction of a second, I managed to like get 5 full head shakes in. Just
Okay, so that resolved. What would you like to do?
Creep
What's
down the
plan?
tunnel.
we gonna creep.
Start creeping.
Hi.
So, who is going first? That is the important thing.
Oh, I mean,
Looked like ashes. I mean, I'll go first if you want me to.
I
I'm
mean,
silent as fuck.
you'll be
So
sneakier,
you
but
reach this corner, right, and you see this rough hew or this smooth hall, though it's littered with debris and statuary. It turns north and then it becomes rough hewn again.
Oh, yeah, rough.
Still crumbled, still like chunks of stone and piles of debris. But
All right, whatever. I'll go
What-
first.
what would you
Yeah,
like to
I'll
do?
creep forward. I'm sneaky as shit.
okay, then
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
sneak up for me.
And 1, 2.
Roll me a stealth.
All right. Now, I do have elven boots on. Or
Yeah,
what,
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know what they're called. Boots of elven kind.
Boots of elven kind.
Right. So, if this is relying on sound, I would get advantage.
You have advantage
All right.
as far as you're aware.
I am aware of my advantage. And then I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I peer. Oh, looks good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm gonna at least keep.
And then I
Bones
turn
in
around.
my shot.
And I give him a little.
Yeah?
Now wait.
Okay. So you can see just beyond, right? This rough-hewn tunnel opens back up into legitimate passageway. And it looks like there is a larger room beyond, though the edges of that room seem to have collapsed. They seem to be caved in.
Oh, cave in. I'm gonna wait until I see the party close with me before I start going again, past this bend.
Okay.
Hearing the
give him a
whistle.
chance.
Here,
I'm
I will
assuming-
move Matashtai, by the way,
Okay.
Jake, so you don't have to do that. Alright. So what's
So
the
you'll
plan?
move his token, but you won't do his math. I don't like this.
No, because when when you guys are moving around, I'm typically not doing anything else except for thinking what's the next thing I'm gonna say, etc.
Gotcha.
But in
Oh,
combat, I'm thinking chess moves. So
Okay, so Zach is aware of this, but you said Bones might be aware of these things.
what's up?
Is there any way that I would be aware that well, Bones would be aware that these things are ambush predators?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you basically witnessed. Well, you didn't witness the one jump out, but you saw like the rocky outcroppings in the terrain and the way that they functioned, right? They kind of coiled around debris. Absolutely.
Okay, so from here on out, I'm gonna be hyper extra careful and be moving at half speed in order to facilitate that hyper extra carefulness.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Gotcha. Roll me a perception while you're doing this.
Perceiving. 18.
Wait, isn't
Actually,
that your
it wasn't 18.
passive?
Yeah, I rolled an 18. It's
Very
also my passive.
nice. Okay. Ooh. What's the... Gotcha. Yeah, okay.
Keep in mind, I'm stealthy. I'm a stealthy rogue man.
Yeah,
who's
you
also
are.
a nature expert.
You
Very used to
are
seeing spotting natural camouflage.
very
And also
stealthy.
authority.
Yes,
That's all my whole stick.
that's 100%. All right. As you creep forward, Bones, you see this edge, right? The collapsed area is just piled with rubble.
Mm-hmm.
But here along the wall that you can see is far more. I mean, there's still small piles of rubble, but nothing large enough to conceal one of these predators, unless there are much smaller versions. You're not aware.
Okay. Okay, got it. Okay. So, I don't think it could be hiding over here. So I'm gonna be like, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna take a hard look.
So this entire eastern wall that you can see is collapsed. It's a heap of rubble, and there's no throughway that you can make out, right? It's all the way to the top, just piles of collapsed stone. And you hear this...
I hear her crying. Okay.
Sounds like it.
Go one more. I peer.
Okay. You peer.
I don't see nothing.
You don't. You see that there is a opening to the south, right? Some sort of tunnel that kicks back to the southwest. Other than that, you've gained no more vision of your surroundings.
I just peer around, make sure nothing's sitting in the corner, and then I slip around.
Okay, yeah. So as you actually peer around this corner, you see there is a doorway right here in this corner.
Yeah, that's what I'm interested in.
And you can hear this just faint from behind. Yeah. You do note also, and this is because you have fucking very high passive perception, you note that there's a small hole that seems to have been drilled in the middle of the door.
Weird door hole. Okay. Go for the door.
So, are you trying to open the door?
I'm gonna listen.
So as this is happening, I will say Ashes, Matashtai, and Ezra, Bones does disappear out of your sight.
Yep. Ashes isn't super cool with that, so he's gonna at least press up a little bit, not to fuck up his stealthiness, but to at least keep him in earshot if something happens.
Sure. I'm gonna say Matashtai is gonna draw his bow, right, again, and have it kind of like knocked and at the ready.
Mm-hmm.
But he's gonna stay just a tad back as well. So Bones, as you kind of so you're listening at the door.
I'm gonna do the listen.
Do the listen.
I'm listening for that crying. It's coming from this door.
Yeah. So that crying is kind of like, yeah, it's definitely coming from behind this door. You hear the soft kind of like sobbing, of a individual behind this door. But then you also hear this kind of it sounds like a brief moment of like sandpaper, right? Of friction behind you down this hall.
Oh, that's real concerning.
Yeah, remember that Grick can blend into stone very easily.
They can blend into carved stone? Really? I thought it was just like
well, so no,
stone.
there. So just to make everything clear, over here,
Yeah, over there is all caved in.
that's
but,
all
like,
caved in. There's small
looks
little
carved.
rubble. Yeah, there's small little piles of stone and rubble. Like it looks like it's been dragged to make small little piles of stone and rubble. But none of them, as you were going along this wall, none of them were big enough to concern you, like be right next to, but you can't see down this tunnel, so that may be different.
So I hear like sand, like a dragging noise down there.
Yeah, it's like sandpaper
And I know these
dragging
things
across
don't,
stone.
like have legs. They have like tentacles.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm gonna like I've done before a couple times. I'm gonna take out my water skin. I'm gonna heft it, and I'm gonna throw it out there like I'm trying to throw it like there-ish.
You throw it out there?
Yeah, I'm trying to draw an ambush.
Okay.
Just like
yeah, absolutely. 100%.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Oh my goodness. You heft it? Lob this water skin out there? Absolutely not.
They are not that intelligent.
No, they are dumb ambush predators. There is a sudden cacophonous choir of screeching and ripping and
The ripping and the tearing.
whole host of these creatures fling themselves out of the hall and just fall apart. They rip your water skin to shreds, by the way. Eviscerate it. One of them actually snatches it out of the air before it lands and shreds it. There's this shattering of or splattering of water everywhere, and I need everyone to select their tokens and roll initiative.
Damn, dude, you got one of my 5 water skins.
You got not ambushed. So good job, very good job. That was actually a really weird scenario because they rolled an 18. Yes. They rolled an 18 on their stealth. You rolled an 18 on your perception. So I wasn't 100% sure who to give it to, considering it's the clause of meets it. Yeah, it's the clause of meets it beats it, right? But who's beating who in that scenario, right? So I tried to give you a little bit of a heads up with the whole sandpaper thing, right? Because the flip side of it was they had like a 12 on their perception, so they sure as shit didn't know you were there. Was the thing.
So all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, this fleshy sack hits the ground.
Like they were on edge because they heard stuff
their combat
previously, right? So they were ready and set to ambush, but they didn't know Bones was right there because he's a stealthy as fuck motherfucker. All right,
kick it.
Initiative. Dope. I didn't mean to roll all of those as you are definitely faster than they are. You definitely have higher dexterity than they do.
Dope.
But want to be there all by your lonesome.
Okay, so Bones, this just cluster of these Grick hurtle out of this darkened tunnel. One of them snatches your water skin out of the air, eviscerates it, water splatters about, all of them like hiss, like they're in this little like powwow circle, right? They're hissing at the water skin, they're hissing and flailing at each other, and then they realize that there are more beings involved in this situation than what they have encountered. You're up. What do you want to do? And let me flip over to some battle music.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Because now, like, even though previously you were well and truly hidden from them, now you're in plain sight, right? So you're no longer.
I'm gonna slip around the corner. I'm gonna use my bonus action to dash. I'm gonna go 1, 2, and I'm gonna hold my action.
Sure.
Or if I can get a sneak attack, or if one closes on me.
Okay, gotcha. So if
one closes on me, because if they close on me, they're going to be in range of ashes too. So that's fine.
Absolutely, gotcha.
And I'm gonna let everybody know they're coming. They're coming.
They're coming. They're coming. Okay. So this one, so they're gonna fucking book it after you, right? So that one is gonna slither up this way, and they are not smart creatures. So once the ambush is sprung, they just close. Like they will dash just to try to catch up to their prey. So they come slithering, and it's that, again, right? It's that moving like a boa constrictor type thing. Like the lower portion of them is slithering through this rubble, creating these like weird undulating tracks through the dust, while this head is like raised up the entire time and just kind of like going like this, right? With these tentacles bobbing in and out. And then they close on Ashes, so Bones, that should trigger your held action.
As he slithers around the corner and I assume catches eye of Ashes and closes with him, I'll go ahead and use that opportunity to attempt to do a little smacky whack.
Smacky wacky.
Yeah, with a little sneak attack in there.
That'll definitely hit. Hell yeah.
That'll be my held action.
Oh, you almost, like, you hold, and as this thing comes in, you almost just cut its head off. Right in that one fell motion.
Yeah, I go around the corner. I'm like, they're coming. Then I hold my double-bladed scimitar like a freaking baseball bat, and I just wait.
Very nice. Okay, so this next one is going to come in as well. Again, they're not smart enough to stop or hold or anything like that, so they just rush right into you, jamming pack into each other. This one, though, no, I actually is probably just gonna stick. So they're not smart enough for that yet. So he comes slithering up right in front of you.
Get smarter.
Well, no, they're yet.
That'd
as
be
in,
awesome, though.
at this stage, they wouldn't try to do a particular thing, but other things might. So.
Oh, word.
10, 15. So more come up, slithering up behind, and this is where things start to happen. They're not smart enough to not just try to get involved. So you see this thing slither around the corner, and it sees that it can't get to any of the prey, and it starts to slither up the side of the wall.
Dude, that's dope.
And curves up and around behind Ashes before dropping back down onto the ground behind him.
That's real concerning.
Uh,
How high are the walls here, the ceiling?
only about 10 feet.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah. So they're basically like going right up on next to your head, like around the wall. And this one does the same to you, Bones. It basically it can't close with you, so it starts to like, and as it's weird, as they go up the wall, right? They start to like slither part of the way up the wall, and you see these little cilia, right? Maybe because your perception's so freaking high, you see these little like micro
Cat eyes.
Yeah, these little fibers that are kind of like pulling their bodies onto the wall, but their forms are a little too bulky they can climb like straight up, they can climb vertical, but their forms are a little too bulky to climb sideways well, so they actually like latch these little hooks that they have from their tentacles, go into the stone wall, and you can see, man, these little hooks that they have on those tentacles, they pierce right into the stone wall like it's nothing. It is not hard suddenly, in any way, shape, form, or fashion, it is not hard to imagine these things rending stone and creating these piles of rubble for themselves.
Dang.
But that's how they kind of like get up behind you. So Matashtai is up.
Seeing how quickly these things have approached, Matashtai is going to stow his bow.
Unload.
And step forward.
Okay.
And start a punching.
Start a punching.
Does a 13 hit?
13 unfortunately does not hit. This creature lands and Matashtai closes. 14 does though. It's so Matashtai gets it right on the money, right? He hits once and he just doesn't have enough oomph to really injure the creature, and then he punches a second time, just a little bit more well placed, right? Just a little bit better of a target, and he feels that snap of something inside kind of squishing or popping.
Done with my bonus, I did another.
Very nice. So that's a 16 damage. Yep. So these things have a AC of 14, and that one, after the brutal pummeling, is pretty hurt. So these things don't seem like they're especially hardy. All right, Grick numero 15. Now this one is.
All right, Ezra, it's your time to shine.
5,
Kill
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, I'm going to say that this one, there's not enough space for this one to kind of like lumber itself up the side of the wall and over. It could try to start doing that, but it's not going to. Okay. Ashes, you're up.
Ashes is going to
Rip and tear.
rip and tear. Or he's going to miss 3 times in a row. We'll see which
I
one
hope
it
not.
is.
We're in a situation.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to make some room. First of all, I'm going to strike at the one in front of me right here.
Okay.
With my claws.
With my claws.
And
Oh,
See, there you go. You have to be all negative Nelly over
Oh.
here.
yep.
oh,
So
baby.
here's the attack,
Yeah.
and here is Rite of Storm,
Yeah.
and I don't know if the Rite of Storm.
No,
damage
it's doubled. Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Any dice roll is doubled.
Okay,
Yeah, my dude is Volabear.
Yeah, my dude is Volabear. He totally is. Holy shit.
does this man
fuck.
survive?
No, he didn't survive. He wouldn't have survived any of those hits. He sure.
Okay.
You basically you lunge forward, and there's this crackle of thunder right as you shove claws into this snake body and just tear it apart.
I'd like to imagine that
Dude, I
as I
nearly cut in half.
swipe through, it leaves these gashes, and then a moment later, there's this cow, and it just.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, then I'll turn to the other one right here.
In that moment, right? I'm gonna say, who of you actually has perception trained? I know Bones does. Does anyone else have it trained?
I have it. I'm proficient in perception.
Both of you can roll a perception check for me.
Matashtai does his.
Matashtai can roll a perception check for me as well.
27.
21, 27. Good. 13. Okay. Matashtai is a little too focused. Ashes and Bones, you both hear immediately after this thunderous crack, right? You hear this kind of echoing from down south. But it's too faint for everyone to hear. So I made it very loud, but for both of you, it's more like, right?
Mhm.
You know, that type of
It was
thing.
a stage whisper.
Yeah, it's someone hears what's going on and is clearly terrified by the happenings.
Just
Okay.
waiting for it to be Volo.
Okay. I'm
Watch it be
gonna
balloon.
turn to the left, and I'm gonna strike at this man.
That's a hit. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You do have advantage because Matashtai is flanking if you
Yeah,
want to roll
let's-
for a crit.
Roll for a crit.
Okay.
Roll for a
Yeah.
crit.
Rolling
Just
for
in
crit.
case.
Huh. Nope.
Nope.
Ah.
All right, so you tear into this guy. He is not quite as injured, so you do not fell him in this sweeping motion of your
Mhm.
thunderous claws.
Consuming bonus action.
Bonus action!
Bonus action.
Ooh. Unfortunate.
Advantage.
Yeah, oh yeah, you have advantage. Yeah.
Advantage.
For some reason, that doesn't look at. Yeah, that is definitely
Yeah,
advantage.
you're definitely. Yeah, he's definitely flanked. He's super
Oh.
flanked,
Yeah, he's super flanked. Woo!
and that's a hit.
Ooh, there we go.
And
Cut him up, cut him up,
that
cut him up,
one-
boy.
absolutely, that one you are able to kind of grab the lower jaw of this one and just crack, rip it halfway out, right? And it just slumps over dead. Okay, anything else for your turn?
I would move out. I would like to move to the right, but I don't want to provoke an opportunity attack and potentially hurt somebody.
You
so
do you, fam.
I'm going to hold still.
Sounds like a plan. All right, Ezra Rothanel. You see your friends get swarmed by these Grick right, by these snake-like creatures, and then suddenly you see Ashes just go ham and just rip 2 of them to shreds in an instant. What do you want to do?
Ezra's going to take a step back.
Yeah.
And the closest one, he's going to whiff.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're good. Okie dokie. Oh, well, you're good, but you're not good. You're good on line of sight, but an 11 is not good enough, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So you kind of like lash out with the claws, and you're close, right? But these things are kind of like, they're undulating, right? They're writhing and hissing and biting, slashing back and forth, right? Bobbing and weaving, so they're kind of moving targets. Anything else?
Sir.
Okay. Bones. You watch Ashes rip these 2 Grick. The one that you'd almost cut the head off of, you watch him just rip it asunder and then turn and crack the jaw out from the other one. But you are flanked by 2 of these creatures. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna use my bonus action to disengage and do a little spin maneuver. And while I'm doing my spin maneuver, I'm gonna slash out at the guy to my left. So spin maneuver.
Awesome.
Slash. Oh, it's a 10.
Slasherino.
That's okay.
Ooh.
And end my turn.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So real quick, this guy is dead. This guy is dead. So we take them off the turn order real quick. So yeah, I mean,
kind of hoping that they just go for Ashes.
These things are, I mean, they're. Hold up. Actually, I'm gonna move this body out.
Hold up.
Hold up a minute. Here's the thing. They're... Ooh. Ashes, roll me an intimidation check.
With pleasure. It's something I'm not actually proficient in. I should have done. Meow.
Okay, no. Yep. They see you as a predator, right? And they see you as a competing predator, but they don't see you as a dominant predator. They probably should. but and since Bones and Matashtai are kind of like this front wall, they see you as like the singled out one, the weak member of the pack at the moment.
Exile.
Right? So this one is going to turn to you. And it's going to lash out with one of its tentacles.
It says my name's Chad.
Ooh, that is a 22. That hits.
That just hits, probably.
Yeah, just barely, actually. So Ashes, this Grick slithers in front of you, turns, rears back, and as it does, like 2 of its tentacles shoot out from the side and slam into your shoulder, and these little hooks kind of like tether themselves into your flesh. You take 8 slashing damage, but I believe that is reduced to 4 for you. Yep. But since it has got you with its tentacles, it is now going to use that to kind of like grip you and hold you close and try to like dig into you with its beak. Which, this, by the way, Wizard's Ghost, does not make any sense to me, right? Why you would ever have a scenario where the starting portion of a combo, right, is stronger than the finishing portion of the combo. Like,
yeah, it seems like the thing that you meet the condition for should be stronger.
Yeah, right? It's like you want this to be the scary thing. Anyways, so it's gonna lash out at you with its beak. That's a 13. That is a miss. So you're able to like kind of like get your hands in and like hold it, and it's gnashing, like lunging at your chest cavity, trying to like
alien,
just rip into you. Absolutely, yes.
To be fair, Jeremy, they have plenty of creatures that follow that model.
They do,
It's nice,
they do.
It's nice
but
to
I just
have
don't
a couple that break it.
Nah.
Several tentacles versus one tiny beak.
I don't know. Tiny beak. That thing's pretty scary.
Comparative, though.
I think it's scarier than tentacles. Anyways, though. Seeing you as the weakened target, this one is also going to close behind you. So this one now has advantage.
I'm gonna have one in each hand.
Yeah. So it's gonna try to tentacle you. Oh, unfortunate. Nope. And since it can't lash its tentacles onto you, it does not get a beak attack. So that is its turn. And then Matashti's up.
Matashtai.
I think Matt is going to maintain the shield wall.
Yeah.
He is going to pull out Tonbakiri. Exactly. And he is going to go ahead and Kensei weapon it.
Ooh, okay.
Bonus action.
Gotcha. Definitely hits. Ooh. You actually have advantage because thing is flanked. So there we go. All right, so 10 damage.
What do you mean
First one hits.
weapon it is a bonus action?
Yeah. No, I was just fishing for the crit.
Right, but what did you mean when you say he's gonna Kensai weapon it as a bonus action?
That's his ability.
Does he?
That's a range. You're talking about Kensai shot?
Shot?
That's ranged only.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. It's so you still have a bonus action, basically.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get
Okay.
at.
So yeah, roll that beautiful bean footage. Ooh, that's actually kind of low on the damage there. That's okay though. Ooh, unfortunate. 26. All right, never mind. Okay. Matashtai
Advantage, Jeremy.
100. Well, I keep forgetting. I forget. Here, it's funny. I forget in the moment, but I remember long enough to tell you that you have advantage each time. That you're not using advantage. So
And
I guess it works out.
Matt will step forward to shift the shield wall
Awesome.
forward.
Yeah. So Matashtai just draws Tonbakiri and just unleashes on this thing that has turned its back on him, trying to take out Ashes. Right. Just unleashes on him.
Yeah, let's see it.
Maybe if you savages would use freaking advantage toggle, we wouldn't have these problems.
That's what I use.
I use it. I just know Mitch hates it. So.
Dude, I use advantage query. Get on my level.
That's too. I don't want an extra thing to click.
Yeah, I don't want to have to click a
extra
thing every
It's
single
so
time.
much trouble.
It's
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah,
It's a lot of trouble for me.
Rolled.
It's a lot of
I just
trouble
have
when I'm
everything.
rolling like 10 different enemies in a combat.
yeah.
It's like query, and I'm like, no, fuck you, get out of here.
I just
Anyways,
roll everything. And
So
do it.
Matashtai fells the crick and or the Grick, and then what's the crick? Crick is
Like a crick in your neck.
Critical roll.
critical
It's
roll.
a,
Yeah,
it's
crick
a
is
Gricks crick.
the slang
Grick?
term.
The
Anyways, yeah.
warriors.
So the Grick, Matashtai fells the Grick and then moves forward to consolidate the shield wall. The next Grick will move forward and close with Matashtai.
All right. Now it's a 1 in 3 chance.
And just lash out a tentacle at him. Oh, easily gets just batted aside. And then we are back to Ashes.
Well, here we go.
Oh yeah, you got hurt.
It's cocked. It's cocked. I swear it's cocked.
It's digital.
Okay, we'll make your
I
one
can
attack
screenshot it,
against
it's
a random
cocked.
target.
Okay, so you get to make one melee attack against a random target as you kind of lose control of yourself for a moment. We're gonna do clockwise. So Matashtai is 1, then top Grick is 2, bottom Grick is 3. So roll me a 1d3.
Let's see it, Jay.
R1D3.
Jeez.
You know,
This is
when I
not the
ended my
class for you,
turn,
dude.
there are only enemies near me, and I'm like, oh, this is great.
That's-
Then I don't
that's-
even have to worry about it.
That's true. That is true. But you do in a fit of blind rage, you lash out at your ally Matashtai, who I would probably say doesn't even realize, because your blow is such a fumble, right? It's so slow that Matashtai is already moving and ducking and weaving from the Grick that it doesn't even come anywhere near him.
So does that, like, I don't, we haven't really been in this situation enough times that I don't think I've been able to ask. So that is my action, right?
That is your, I think that's your turn.
Turn? Okay.
Let's double check. Let's double check the
might take
verbiage.
control. DC is 10 or half the damage. Whenever you're on a failed save, you must move directly towards the nearest creature to you and use the attack action on that creature.
Yeah.
You regain control for the remainder of your turn.
Oh, you regain control for the remainder of your turn.
That's
Okay, so
you just lose your action and any potential movement.
Right.
I would assume that any movement that you
my
have
action
used.
is consumed, my second attack is lost.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. But
Then,
that does mean that you have a bonus action, and you do still have your movement because you haven't used any of your movement.
Right. Well,
And
let's
you can
start off
bonus
by...
action attack.
Yeah, I would argue since you made a main attack.
All right, so I will use my bonus
I
action.
think you can bonus action attack. Sure.
Cool. Then let's do that.
Absolutely.
I will go ahead and focus the one in front of Matashtai and just swing at him. Come
Well,
on,
we tried to
man.
cut him up.
Like, are you friggin' real?
Unfortunate. You had like
Alright, that's
you
your
had
turn.
really bad round, and then you had really good round, and now you're having really bad round. Like, jeez.
Yeah. All right.
Peaks and valleys with you tonight, man. Holy shit.
How tall are these? Are these?
When they're rearing up, right, and they're lashing at you, they're at about 4 foot or so.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. They're probably
I
like
would-
some of their tentacles that go up, they go like this, right?
Yeah.
So they're high enough to like latch into your shoulders, but they're about mid-chest.
Okay.
Okay, Ezra, you're up.
Oh boy. I was
Hit him with that spook hand.
I'll go ahead and spook hand the one next to Ashes.
Cool. Sounds good.
Spook
Spooky hand. Ooh, yeah, you totally spook hand him. Okay, so you lash out with your chill touch. The spectral hand appears and slashes across the back of this Grick. Very nice.
That's
Good
my
damage. Okay, cool. All right, Bones, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna use my climb speed and a similar maneuver, and I wanna like climb up on the wall and do what they did. If
Okay.
that's possible.
Yeah, sure. I think it's possible.
Just do like a 3-step kick.
Yeah, I would treat it as less like you're not scrabbling up the wall so much as like you like come up, you bounce to one side, jump on, kind of like grab, use your claws to like get a perch, and then like fling yourself up and over type thing.
I'm fling myself up and over.
Yeah.
10, 15, 20. I'm flung.
I think those are fun uses of climb speed because otherwise people don't climb speed very much.
Or I climbed up that pillar.
That's true.
I did cat dive.
You did.
All
You
right.
did cat dive.
And then you plummeted.
Alright, so I'm gonna take a. Yeah, I sure did. But, you know, sometimes they do. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a couple attacks and.
Otherwise, the only other way I can imagine this working is if it's like Zelda, right? So he like runs over to the wall and then he climbs up the wall and then he shimmies over and then
Shifts over.
he shifts down and then he lands and he's like, "Now we go," you know.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and smack on the guy directly to my left of me.
Okay, gotcha. Absolutely.
And my turn.
So that's a 19 on the first attack,
Cut him
And then
up, cut him up.
another 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this thing is just barely standing after you slice into it.
Cool. That's
You
what
just
I got.
leave these gaping, gushing wounds. And they're not really smart enough to like reassess targets or anything like that. So this one just keeps lashing at Ashes. Another tentacle at Ashes. That's miss.
No,
Is this
sir.
the one that's already on him?
I don't think they stick. Like they don't. I don't think they hold.
That's
That guy,
just the
that guy
combo.
died in between us. I thought you said it wasn't quite enough.
Oh, yep. Sorry, my bad.
I mean, I'm down with him being dead. I'm just
No,
asking.
he's got 1 hit point.
Way to ruin the.
I have to.
Scene here.
I want to double check and make sure that because we've run
Damn, he
into
was
that
playing
problem
dead.
too many times where the stat block on Roll20 is not the way it's supposed to be.
He was pretending. He fell prone.
Make it till you
This is
make
his
it.
reaction.
Nope. Yeah, they don't hold on in between. They basically just latch for 1 turn and then punch with their beaks. And if you're
You
dead
gotta
afterwards, you like rip yourself
Hold
away.
on to what you got.
Okay, so he misses. Matashtai is up.
You and me,
Alright.
baby.
Seeing the scenario, he's going to take Tombakiri towards the bottom one.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah, that's definitely a miss. Oops, sorry. That's what I meant to put on him earlier, was this, not this. Because they're right next to each other.
What the fuck is this?
Oh my goodness. Alright, so that's against the bottom one?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, you slice the fudge out of this thing.
And then I'm
it
going to
is
throw a rogue kick towards the. Oh, he's feeling pretty.
yeah,
rough
they're
too.
both of them just look horrendously maimed at this point.
Well, I was already planning on doing this before. I'm going to throw a rogue punch at the top one.
Gotcha. So this is with advantage because Bones is flanking him. It doesn't matter. You just like you punch so hard that there's this quivering mound of flesh around your fist for a moment, and the whole thing just kind of like splorches. Like the shockwave makes it straighten out for a second, and then it just kind of like crumples and
Cool.
dead. It's dead. It's dead. It's dead, and it was its turn.
And Matt would shift as well. Down there.
Okay, sure. Ashes. You haven't gotten hit.
I have not,
You're
And
in
now you
con-
have advantage.
You're back in control, buddy.
and I have advantage now. So I am going to in this fool. This
I'm gonna end this
so
fool.
foolishly found himself in front of me.
That's a hit.
Right of storm.
You.
Damn, I can't believe he found himself in front of you.
How?
He found himself in
How
front of
does
me.
he found? He does. He no longer finds himself in front of you. He now finds himself in the Grick afterlife, wherever that may be.
Probably
And then
average.
So
going
you
to-
you quite easily rend this Grick asunder, and in this moment, right, you rush out into this open area, kind of like looking for more enemies, and nothing
Oh.
comes.
Oh, that skull and crossbones is not a live one.
about
For
to
some reason I saw that and did not see the red.
So
I'm like,
so yeah, that there's that
which one?
kind of
Like a
moment.
dog whenever like someone rings the doorbell.
And then
Like, what is
all of you at this point, right? All of you can hear this.
All right, just
But
I'm
before
not
that,
because Ashes is smart enough not to do this, but he really would. But Jay would love.
Jay
to do
would love to
this.
do
Like,
this.
Like, I would imagine like there's like a little girl or something there, someone who's like upset and scared. I imagine this like so Ashes is like 6'8" just regularly. I would imagine in his lichen form he's even a little bit taller than that, maybe hitting like I don't know 7'2" or something. So huge fucking creature. He's like a little girl's in there all scared and hurt, and he opens the door and he's like, "Ugh, what's wrong?" And just literally scares this tiny creature to death.
I don't know what the difference is between Jay and Ash.
Because I would do that. Ash just knows better.
So, before we advance, everyone can add 500 experience for the...
Yo, when's level? 14 or 13?
14.
Damn.
14.
I was so excited.
500 experience for the Grick ambush.
You gotta
Much
hold
easier
on
now.
to
Thank
what
you.
got. And you leave, baby.
And yeah, what do you guys want?
It's Ezra. 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 I get progressively louder, even if he answers me. Ezra. Ezra, hey. There's someone. There's someone in that door down there. Also, there's a door down there.
Okay, is it safe down there?
Sure, go check.
Yeah.
It looks real safe. What do you mean?
Can I intuit whether or not he is actually telling the truth?
Look, more of them would have definitely come out to join the party.
I mean, you can try into it.
He is telling the truth.
Sure am.
Boy.
I
Ezra
can technically
will-
roll less than that. I have nothing in deception.
Ezra will.
Well, you're not actually deceiving him, is the thing.
It's true.
Oh, so is it this door right here that you're talking
Yeah.
about?
So there's you round the corner and you can see there is this this slight door.
So Ezra is actually going to use his mage hand to open the door.
So you float the mage hand over and you go. Kind of rattles, right? It's clearly like locked or stuck or wedged or something. But you immediately
using the
hear
mage
this.
hand, I'm gonna knock on the door.
You immediately hear this.
Hello?
"Ah!" Right? From the other side. And then you knock the and there's the hello?
Hi, we're friends. I think. I don't know who you are, but I think we could be friends.
We could be lovers.
Are they dead?
One night.
Are they all dead?
We did dispose of some worm-like creatures, if that's what you're referring to.
Are they dead? You see Ash dog shaking one.
Yeah. They're gone. You swear?
The worm ones, yeah. Our wolf friend is munching on one
This
right
isn't
now.
some trick.
I that seems like a really mean trick.
Wait. Wolf friend?
Yes, wolf friend. Don't be afraid. He's cuddly.
Uh,
I wouldn't get too close though.
Accurate.
You hear, oh hell yeah, let me in on that, and I start cutting on him with my knife. Cutting beets.
There's also a cat person too, so just be warned.
Are you a druid?
I'm coming out. Please don't hurt me.
Don't hurt us, and we won't hurt you. Maybe. That was a joke.
So you hear this click, right? And there's a and you see this little head kind of peer out the side.
About 5 feet back away from the door, the mage hand is still there, just dripping this purple ooze, just waving. Hi, how's it going?
Hello. And so you see this very slight, human-looking man. Maybe on the younger side, right? Like maybe mid-20s or something like that. Looks kind of green, both in like experience, but also like green around the gills. Like he looks a little sick, like he's been nauseous or out of sorts for a while, right? And he kind of like he sees the corpses, right? Or actually, he wouldn't see the corpses. The corpses aren't there. Sorry, I moved those. But
I assumed they were over there.
yeah, he sees right the ichor covering some of you, and he cuts. And he has this kind of like little peach fuzz. He's got this little peach fuzz goatee scenario, kind of I don't know, bronzish skin, and he just kind of looks lanky. He's about 5'7", but his whole body's just way too thin for his frame. And other than that, he's wearing like relatively normal plain clothes, right? The type of clothes that you would see on almost anyone in the streets of Waterdeep, right? He's got a little sash across his waist that kind of like holds his tunic closed, and he looks at you and he says,
You seem out of place.
I'm well, you see, hi, my name's Callum.
Callum 4? Ooh, got him.
No relation. Sorry. I am a little out of sorts. Just as you say, right? And so he kind of comes out just ever so slightly. He says, I was separated from my party, and I'm not quite the fighting type. I'm the get you into and out of places type, and well, kind of got into a place that I couldn't get out of. So, they're all dead?
Some little ones. Apparently, they're supposed to be some sort of alpha thing.
So far, yeah. We haven't found the big one.
What does that mean? Big one?
Reminds me of Otacon from Metal Gear Solid.
What is your name, fellow?
I'm Callum. I'm Callum.
Callum. What brought you down here? This seems like an odd place for a
coward. I'm well,
less confident individual.
I was down here. I was hired by a group, the fine fellows of Daggerford. They needed someone with my capabilities. And they said that there would be no need for me to get in harm's way. No need for fighting on my behalf. Maybe the occasional goblin or large rat, but not these things.
Who in Daggerford hired?
Oh,
It's the group called the Fine Fellows. What do you mean?
So he says, well, Rex makes most of the decisions. I don't know that he's originally from Daggerford. I just know that's what they call themselves.
Okay, well, I spent some time with the wizard in Daggerford, so I know at least a handful of people.
How
But Rex,
nice.
I don't remember Rex. It's a small world, you know. It's funny how that works.
Yes, funny. Right. This guy is just terrified.
He makes Ezra look normal.
He says, you said something about a big one. It's not back the way you came by any chance.
Well, technically, we
Unclear.
don't know if it's bigger. It's just called an alpha. It could just be feistier. Could have more tentacles. You know,
Bones
it could
shouts
have
from around the corner.
Oh.
It's probably bigger.
More tentacles.
I mean,
Uh,
usually with an alpha, there's some dominating trait. It could be anything, really.
Yes. So, I, I need to leave.
Just be careful because there are hallways that look empty that actually have oozes and they hurt.
What? Um, um, uh, is it safe? Back down the lit hall and past the headless lady?
I mean, it was safe after we went through there, but things change.
Uh, yes. Of course. I'm sure I can always just outrun
I mean,
things.
you could stay in your room. I don't know if there's another way or out, but you could stay in there and we could come back for you.
He kind of like at first he looks at you and he's like, "Oh," and then he contemplates the idea and he's like, he looks back and it looks like he's looking into the maw of death, right? He looks back at it and he's just like, he looks distant and he just says, "Oh no, I can't go back in there. I may never come out again." And he looks back
I'm
at you
sorry,
and he says,
you were running.
Does something seem weird about that interaction? More than just a cowardly guy actually debating whether or not he would come back. Did something
roll
come
an
of that?
insight check.
Damn, do you think he's a warlock? Do you think he just found his patron?
It's a very odd exchange. But as you look at him, right, you see how thin and lean he is, and that looks like his normal build. But then you realize, like, there's a hollowness to his cheeks.
He's been in there a while.
And his lips are kind of cracked and parched. You get the impression that he might just be a little delirious right now. And he says, he kind of like snaps to, right? He says, "Oh, I haven't thanked you for saving my life. How rude of me." Kind of like pulls a slight backpack around off of his shoulder. And he kind of rummages through it for a second, and he's just like, "I don't have much of anything, but and he pulls out a little tome that's got these kind of like scrapes and stains across the cover, right? And he says, I found this. You should have it. My thanks." And he kind of steps forward a little bit and kind of like very like thoughtlessly kind of tries to hand it off to someone.
I will use my mage hand to collect it.
Okay, and he's just like, so the mage hand kind of like intercepts him, and he just takes it out of his hand. He's just like, "Oh, yes. I should be going now."
Or did he ever say what he was doing over here, other than like offering a party support, like what his goal was, or was that just
he
not
said he
something
got
that-
separated from his party, but he didn't specify like how or anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Yo, I nudge Matt. I'm like, watch this. And I assume I've separated Grick Beak by now.
Sure.
I wait for him to come around the corner.
He kind of like he doesn't want to like push through any of you, so he's kind of like, I should be going now. And he looks like I said, he looks kind of delirious, and he kind of like stumbles forward slightly, and he says, just down the lit hall and past the headless lady and home free. Right, old chaps?
You stealthy.
Damn, as he comes near the corner, I go, Wah!
So he tries to kind of
Literally
like
working it as a puppet with my cat hands.
move past you guys. Do you like try to surprise him with it? Or are you just are you just on the other side just going like rah, rah, or are you like waiting there and you like lunge to try to scare him?
He's trying to scare him.
I don't lunge at him, but I go Rah! Then I go
Freaking Ready Player One. God damn it.
Is that a Ready Player One?
Yeah.
Callum faints and crumples into a heap.
Okay, cool. Put him back in the room.
God.
What are we supposed to do with him? He's fainted.
He kind of like he moves past Ezra, right? And Matashtai is kind of standing there just a little ways off, and he kind of rounds the corner, and you just kind of like rah, right? And he faints, crumples.
Cool. So I guess you guys want to put him back in the room? We can wait with him, I guess. That would be a sweet time to take a break.
You guys want to take a short rest and use that as an opportunity?
I guess so, and get Matt in here, or Mitch in here.
Sure. Oh, is Mitch in here? Is Mitch here?
He's been talking in Discord for a while. He's been waiting for us to take a break to get in.
Why is he not? Just get in.
I don't know.
He wanted to jump in at like a
You wanted to surprise the
time.
audience.
Well, how about this? How about we
What,
say
rock?
as Callum drops, right? He faints. You all kind of look at each other and you kind of shrug and you pull his unconscious form back away from the Grick and kind of into a safer location, and then you all kind of like sit down for a moment and begin to kind of like pad your wounds or bind your wounds and take refreshments, etc. And we'll go ahead and we'll take a short rest both in game and we'll take a short rest in real life.
Okay.
So be right back.
Coolio. See you soon.
Angela's sexy.
What?
Friendos!
Hey, Jay.
Don't. I'm muting you. I'm muting you. You're muted.
You're my...
Hey everybody, we're back.
I'll link it for both
Mitch
chat.
has
Brock.
made it to us, so
I've made it.
he will be piloting Matashtai for the rest of the evening.
I lost dictionary. Pretty salty about it. I'm gonna take it out on some Grick.
All right. So, where we left off, you had just felled a pack
Like,
of
what are you
Grick.
jamming to over there?
I linked
and
it, bro.
then
In both
you
chats.
had
Oh, God,
found
this.
a wayward soul, Callum, who explained his situation to you, and then gave you
Therapy.
a book, and then
Nope.
tried to leave. And when he tried to leave, Bones scared the shit out of him, and he passed out.
Rah!
Which prompted you all to, rather than abandon him, take a short rest, and see if he comes to. So,
Yo, half through the short rest, I'm
So-
using my Grick puppet to like nip at Ezra and like bug him. Just like
Why? Why?
Ah!
You can get
I-
two of them, so you can.
I get it, but why?
that's,
Why not?
We.
Jeremy, I got a rule. I need a decision on something.
Yeah.
So during a short rest, my 10 minutes would be up, and I would transform back. Now,
Yes.
it says that my right, if it's on a weapon, like it'll stay until I let go of it or go unconscious. So if the right's on my claws, but I go back to being a tiefling, can I still
No,
keep them on
you
my
do
hand?
not. You do not have a claw attack in tiefling form. You only have a claw attack in were form. So as soon as you are no
Technically,
longer
it
in
does
were
not say
form,
that.
huh?
I don't believe it says that.
You don't believe
It
it says
doesn't,
what?
but-
Says
It-
that.
it
It does not say no. It like predatory strikes part of Lycan. You don't have to be transformed. It specifies some transform things, but that it's not one of them.
It says your unarmed strikes are considered as single weapons in regards to your Crimson Right feature, but I don't know if that
And
So,
means.
yeah.
the rest of it, your unarmed strikes deal 1d6 damage. It increases like a die. It doesn't say that you have to be transformed to benefit from that.
No, you're fine then.
All right, I just have some crackly fingernails, I guess.
Crackly
I think
fingernails.
really the only thing the transforming gives you is the resistance.
Yeah.
The hide.
Yeah, I think so.
And the ability to attack your allies.
Actually, no, it doesn't even do that. You have that. It's not while you're transformed.
All right, hold up.
Yeah, you definitely. Yeah, you don't have to be transformed for those. That's pretty.
The
dope.
only thing is, I don't know, bro. Let me read.
I mean, I have to be. It says it's part of hybrid transformation. Feral
No,
type-
it literally says while you are transformed, you gain the following features:
Oh yeah.
predatory
wait,
strikes, resilient hide, feral might. So
Oh,
yes,
do not.
once you are
Yeah,
not
so it goes away.
transformed, you no
Oh,
longer get
okay.
that.
Good call. Good call. Good call.
Yep.
Thanks, DM.
Because just the predatory strikes like that may be okay, fine. But when we started saying like everything else was not, I was like, nah, hold on.
You mean he's almost like a barbarian?
Well, I mean, it would be like, what would the point of transforming be? Because the only thing you were getting at that point is the chance to hurt your allies. Like, what the fuck?
You get to be a werewolf, Jeremy. That's what you get.
Well, I mean, that's super sweet for roleplay scenarios, but let's not lie. Mechanically, that would be ass. So,
Straight up ass.
He meant
Straight up
asinine. He didn't
ass.
actually mean to swear.
ass,
no, I meant ass. I mean, like, crap ass. Like, assy. So,
All right,
everyone, you are benefiting from the effects of a short rest, so you can roll hit dice if you would like to.
I have
if
some.
Yeah, I'm full HP because I'm
if
a
you got
god.
it.
I rolled one.
Okay. Any abilities or things you get back on a short rest, you have now gotten those
Transformation.
back.
Yeah, good.
Hey.
And eventually, right,
Friendo.
you hear this as you hear this slight moan And Callum stirs, and his eyes flutter open. Oh.
Dude, I hide the beak behind my back. I'm like, Callum, we got him. You're good. We got him.
And where? Oh. Oh no. It wasn't a dream.
Come on, buddy. I'll reach down and pick him up.
You kind of like you pick him up, right? Like he kind of like very limp wrist, like he sees you offer this hand, and he's like, oh, and you just kind of like jerk him on his feet because he's a limp noodle at this point, and he's just going, oh,
Let's kind of dust him off a little bit.
I'll walk up and I'll offer him a water skin and see if he
Yeah, I
wants
was gonna say. Well, you want
like
something to drink?
he looks at it like he doesn't really recognize what it is for a moment. And then once he realizes it, he kind of like some sort of recognition triggers, and he just like grabs it and starts gulping greedily, right?
Okay. Let him have it.
Pouring water down his gullet, like a.
During the short rest and while this is all going on, Ezra would have set that book in front of him and using the mage hand been.
Yeah, so it's this brown spined, right? It's leather, it's a leather bound book, right? But it has this brown spine and these outer edges, these embossed edges that are brown. And then it has this kind of like darker, not quite black, but kind of like a very deep red that borders on that kind of blackish color, right? That's kind of this inset of the outer cover. But there's slash marks, like scraping across it, and there's some sort of like stained blood or some other viscous material that's kind of like splattered across the cover. But you open it and you start to leaf through it, and almost immediately you can tell that this is a spellbook. You start to, and so like you have trained with a wizard, right? So you can kind of, you understand what you're reading. It just doesn't click in your mind, right? Like you can comprehend the arcane language and you get what's going on. It just doesn't draw the magic out of you instinctively, right?
With my understanding, can I at least tell what kind of spells?
Oh no! So that's what I'm saying. Like,
okay.
It's just that's the distinction, right? You can read them and you can immediately be like, yeah. So this is trying to do this. It's just for you. Like, if you were to try to cast out of the spellbook, it doesn't bring the magic forth from you. So. You start leafing through, and there's a number of low-level spells scribed into this spellbook. Blight, Burning Hands, Dark Vision, Dispel Magic.
Blight is not a low-level spell. Blight is a fourth level spell.
Sorry. That should have been the last thing on there. Why is that the first thing on there? It's supposed to go down and then lead up. So it's
Blight, Burning Hands.
It's like Blight. It's Burning Hands, Comprehend Languages. But then it starts to get into some bigger things like Dispel Magic or Feign Death, right? Lightning Bolt, and then like nestled in the back of this book is this scrawling. So and when you're reading, like, there's not a header that's just like Blight, right? You know, that's not how like wizard magic works. It's these descriptions, right, of what the spell does, and the arcane words and the somatic components that go with casting the spell, like what a wizard has to do to draw the magic out of thin air, right?
Cool.
And the description for Blight is pretty
Gruesome.
Messed up. Like, it's pretty gruesome. It's describing just reaching into a thing and ripping the life energy out of it. It's pretty gnarly.
Cool.
But you can determine from this that this is a decently valuable tome, at least, or at the very least, if you're doing business with Obaya, she'd likely pay a hefty sum or something.
Stop looking at my screens, Jeremy.
Whoops, my bad.
So,
'Cause I'm already looking this all up. I
Callum.
would go ahead and yeah. I'll go back.
Pocket it. Yeah, that's good.
what was your party's goal here before you got separated? What were you guys sent to do?
Oh, the fellows were just roving, marauding. Truthfully, we're just here for treasure, glory. Rex is one of those sorts, you know. He has these grand ideas. He's the big man. He everything should be as he wants it, right? And he wanted to smash heads and gain treasure and glory and fame, and so we came here.
Well, I'm sorry you're heading back empty-handed. But
I'm very glad to go home. And he kind of like stares off in the distance, right? Like, and he sounds a little more together now that he has some water in him, right? And then he kind of like, he gets that green around the gills look again, and he promptly like turns and retches for a couple moments.
yeah.
All that water he just drank. Shit.
Yeah.
Hey,
well,
are you?
I mean,
sure
I've got
you
plenty of
don't wanna,
skins.
that's what happens when you drink too much water when you haven't had any more.
Are you sure you don't want to like wait for us?
This-
There's like 3 or 4 times we've been going back and we found more stuff has moved into our path. So
I mean, we have to find this Alpha Grick, but afterwards, I'm assuming we're heading
may
back.
or may
So
not.
so
be
that's
clear.
like he
All I'm
does
saying.
that thing for a moment, and he's just like, "We'll wait for you. What are you?" And then you say that Alpha Crick, and he's like, "No, I need to be away from here. I can't stay here. Not if
That's
there's another one of those things." And you said bigger, worse.
I mean, honestly, if it gets past us, you're probably in a little more trouble than that. So
What if I could send one of the
Well, but I.
Fey animals with him?
What?
Hey, that might actually be that's a good idea.
I mean, but the last time we sent one of them ahead of us, it just kind of vanished.
well,
Sure, but it told us there was
died.
something bad there.
Besides, maybe you'll get the really cool
Callum
deer
looks
with
confused
the
and
human
he-
face
and
that
he says-
screams.
Hey,
I
Are
reach
you-
in the bag.
are you
there's a small tunnel directly behind you that gets much smaller than where we're at. Just so you're
are
aware.
you wizards?
How small?
Yes,
Like we had to squeeze
5
through.
foot.
Oh, you're saying gotcha.
Well, hopefully it's not an elk.
You're reaching in the bag.
Yeah.
You feel nothing.
All right, we're out of animals for today.
Like normally, like you reach into the bag and you feel that kind of like tuft of fur,
Maybe
right?
forever.
But
shit,
you
it might be
reach
forever.
in and
I
there's
find it
nothing.
unlikely that it's forever.
So it's
But-
probably what 3 times a day or something like that.
Nope, 3 times
might
ever.
even
You fucked
Might
up.
have
You
been 3
used all your
times ever.
charges. We're done.
Did we do 3 in
Those
one
are
day?
items. Those
Yes, because
exist.
it was wolf, elk, and rat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Wolf was in the same day, wasn't it? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
guys have actually been down here for. Well, you've been down here for like
For
6
once.
hours or so, but it's all like you guys are doing like a full day down here for once. Yeah,
Guys, we're adulting.
yeah.
You
Sure,
mean
shit are.
something's not fucking draining our intelligence?
Look,
How wild!
Half our party hasn't been reduced to a drooling
oh, look,
mass.
I'm gonna throw it out there. By the book, there aren't any necessary saves or fixes to that shit outside of like
Yeah, I'm
Greater
aware. That's
restoration.
how I know how bullshit it is.
That's
is
real
kinda-
concerning.
it is kinda
I'd have just
bullshit.
remade my
Like-
character.
Like if you
It's
played
kinda
that
bullshit.
raw, I would have killed Matt and made a new character.
Because it's so
Matt-
well,
Matt
it's so
fights his
bad.
own
It's so
accident.
shitty.
Are you
Ooh, $1 million
kidding?
babies himself.
Yeah.
Waterdeep
100%.
would have a asylum that is overflowing.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
Oh, dude.
What? You don't like? You like the $1 million baby reference?
No, I
Or
love
the
that
asylum.
reference.
No, I like the idea
The
that there's an
asylum.
Arkham Asylum in Waterdeep.
Of people
I
that have
love
just
that.
It's
got
not even an Arkham Asylum. It's just
devoured.
an asylum of drooling
No, it's
Matt.
it's an actual asylum.
Asylum.
It's not Arkham where it's just evil
Like-
people. Think
So-
of it.
Motherfuckers who don't know how to not poop themselves.
So Callum doesn't understand what's going on with the whole Fey creature thing, and he kind of stutters. Are you casters or do you worship a god?
Oh,
Or
yes,
do
yeah.
you?
Yeah. Well,
I just
I
because
guess-
Midna and Haleth were both God-fearing folk, and they could do things.
Wait,
So-
they feared God. They could do things.
Well, I mean,
I think he means they were religious folk.
they were clerics.
Well, that don't seem fear God.
Well, it's just a saying.
Well,
Anyway, I'll be honest,
and-
my dude. You should probably wait here for us, but I'm not gonna stop you.
Well, you kind of already did once.
Like-
Okay, you know he doesn't know about that ashes.
That was out of character. I wasn't-
Matches.
Rashes. He says
We all won.
I can't.
What's wrong with your room? I poked my head in his room.
He doesn't want to get trapped in there again.
Yeah, he kind of he
That's
looks
like-
at you,
That's
Buns,
like
and he
telling
says,
someone who's been in a jail cell for a year that, jail cell's not so bad. Maybe go back in there.
Does the jail cell keep out the man-eating monsters?
At some point, death is better.
Kellum, do you have
he
do
said,
you have money to?
he hears this exchange, right? And then he kind of he nods at you, Matashtai, and he says, "For the chance at life."
It's a much better spin on it.
Do you have money to be hauled out once you get to the portal?
I have some coin on me.
All right, just make sure that you're able to actually get out of here.
Does he have any supplies with him at all?
He has this backpack, and he has so he has an explorer's pack. So he has all of the necessary goods there, and he has
So
a
he's got,
dagger.
Like, torches and
Yeah,
stuff.
and he has the stuff that an adventurer would have upon him. He just doesn't have any food or water anymore. Like he's been here for a bit.
Well, I give him a few rations and a water skin just in case. Just in case he gets to a point where he's got to hide somewhere for a little bit and he's not gonna die.
He kind of he takes one of the rations, right, and he. So how many do you give him? You give him like 2.
Yeah, I give him like 2.
Like,
Like
he
a
takes-
day's worth of.
He takes like
water
he takes
and
like a
food.
set, right, and he kind of shoves that in his bag, and then he starts to kind of gnaw on some of the dried fruits or bread of the other ration, right?
Yeah, that's a good
Um,
idea, man. All right, I'm gonna take a second. I'm gonna teach him our "I'm in trouble" call. I'm be like, all right, if you're in trouble, it's "Rah, rah." But
Stay
if
with
like,
us.
if you're going in, it's "Rah, rah."
You
Like
see
it,
the-
it's
you see
different.
the
It means
difference
different
there?
thing. Let me help you again. Trouble is "Rah, rah."
Like
And
revving
his
up.
mouth is full right now, and he kind of goes.
Good.
Yeah, that's
good,
pretty. That's pretty much
good.
it. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay.
And then if you're looking to start a fight,
"Rah, rah."
I don't think I need to learn that one.
you're
You might.
downshifting. Bring it down.
He kind of
What do you
he
mean
takes a couple.
by shifting, Matt?
He takes a couple of drinks from the
You'll let her fly.
water
Lair
skin,
ship?
and then he hands the water skin
Oh.
back to you,
Oh,
Matt,
well.
and he says, I don't want to carry too much in case I have to run.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
It's a good move. Stay light. Now, you know how to get yourself out of here?
I remember the way. A good
Alright.
head for directions.
Well, if you get lost and to hide somewhere, leave a mark for us on our way out. We'll keep an eye out.
Pat his butt and send him on his way.
Or he looks at you and he says, "Good luck." And he starts to walk down the hall, and then before he gets to the rough hewn portion, he stops and he turns back and he says, "Hey, if you run into the fellows, watch out for Rex.
Your friend.
Not my friend.
Damn,
Employer.
He lock you in there?
I was just hired help."
You're talking about Midna and Haleth, correct?
He's talking about Rex.
No,
Like, to look out for your friends.
no. He's
See then.
they're not. He's not a part of the Fine Fellows. He was
Okay.
hired by Rex, and so he says, just watch out for him. He's got a mean streak. Something's not quite right with him.
You don't say. Heh.
Good luck. And then
Moldra got
he
you.
walks down the tunnel.
Bye, Callum.
Disappears.
See you at the portal. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably not though.
I'll turn back to the group and say, I real hope he makes it.
Of course. Now it's time for us to find an alpha. And I will stick my nose.
I turn to the group and I say, "Rar-rar."
It was Downton.
Very nice. All right.
I would like to start seeing if I can't get a bearing. See if there's not a strong. I would assume that after the long rest, maybe all the miasma that comes out of the Grick that we've killed might have settled down to the point where I might be able to pick up a scent.
Yo, these things spitting out stuff when they die?
So
It's
the
not toxic. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
odors.
just weird. Yeah, it their blood, the ichor that they spill, seems to kind of have some sort of reaction to the open air, so it kind of creates these fumes. Nothing that's actually poisonous or noxious or anything like that. Just
Stinky.
yeah.
Does
Kind
it
of-
have
it-
any effect on weapons? Like if you dip your weapon in it, does it like
Your weapon
corrode
stinks.
the-
Makes your weapon
Are
stink.
you gonna test it?
I mean, I'm gonna use a non-magical weapon just in case. But like, I'm gonna take my dagger out. I'm gonna like kind of get a little bit of ichor on there.
Okay. It doesn't seem to do anything to the metal, like it doesn't affect it structurally. There's no corrosivity to the ichor to the point to where it harms the metal itself. It, as far as whether or not it is venomous or poisonous in any particular way,
Just cut yourself.
you only have a few ways of finding that out.
I think I'm all right.
No.
I think I'll sheath that poisonous dagger and see what that happens later.
I
Okay.
mean, Ashes did attempt to attack you, so maybe Retribution.
I
So you
don't.
can-
I'm gonna need the receipts for that.
So you
I don't-
leave the
I'm-
ichor
Hey,
on the dagger
hey,
as you
Ashes.
sheath it.
About that.
No. The DM said it was such a poor attack that Matt didn't even notice.
Yeah, you didn't
He
know,
did
bro.
actually say that.
I did actually
You,
narrate
you
it that
didn't
way.
see it.
Well,
Rest in
I was
peace,
just gonna
motherfucker.
ask you. Did you mean to hit me?
I don't think he
No.
knows.
Then we good. Shit happens in the heat of battle. You're fine. Don't hold it against me when I hit you.
He just holds this tally. Yep, got hit 3 times today. So tomorrow, whap! Oops, my bad. Sorry, man.
Random.
Whap!
Oh shit!
Oh, yeah. So, as you guys would have noticed this during the long rest, but we'll talk about it here too. So, this long hall to the southeast is piled with these little mounds of broken stone and rubble. Right? These little brick nests. Right? But nothing has stirred or moved from them this entire time. But there is a
Real quick
long
before we
hall
move on.
that leads southwest, and it, too, kind of ends in a rough-hewn tunnel that burrows into the stone.
Real quick before we move on. So I wasn't here for the other Grick fights. What do Grick do?
Tentacle
they-
and bite.
Yeah, they have
An
these little
ambush.
4 tentacles that flare out from their faces, right? And they
You've
try
got
to
a hand out, by the
latch
way.
these little barbs that are on the end of these tentacles. They try to latch them onto you, and those hurt. And if they are successful in doing that, they kind of like try to burrow their beak into your chest, basically. They use
And
the
the
tentacles as these latches. Huh?
Can the tentacles be cut?
You guys never specifically tried to target the tentacles. The tentacles
Pretty
don't.
weak, just killed.
Yeah, they just died pretty quick.
Okay. When they did latch on, was there any sort of poison or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay. Anything special about them?
They seem to
like,
be ambush
did-
predators. They hide in the stones very well. They're pretty
Okay.
sneaky while they're hiding. And then they would basically just jump out and try to get you.
Did they? It looks like they tended to move in groups.
You've seen them twice. One was a group of 2, and then one was a group of 5.
Okay. All right. Are we under the assumption that the alpha's going to be alone, or you think it'll have a couple of underlings?
Mm.
I'm assuming there will definitely be ads.
All right. Just thinking, how do we go into this fight more prepared?
Try not to get ambushed.
Okay.
I mean, that's
what
pretty
kind of
much it.
what-
Yep.
All right. Well, that's a good point. What kind of steps can we go to try and prevent something that can blend with stone to ambush us?
Well, I mean,
Lots of light, obviously, might help, but
water skins seem to work pretty good.
Try.
And I'd point over to where the remnants of Bones's water skin, which is just shreds of leather at this point.
what happened to the water skin?
He
You
threw
threw it
it
out
out
there?
there, where he
and
thought
just,
they would
like,
be.
Yeah.
and all they just ripped it to shit.
All right. Question about the drift globe. Oh, maybe it says it on it. Let me double check. Like, if it gets attacked, does it just die forever, or does it just like drop to the ground?
No, that there is anything really about it. It doesn't have hit points. It doesn't have an AC or anything like that. Covers, follows you, takes the shortest route. If it's prevented from moving, it sinks back to the ground and becomes inactive.
Can't
Yeah.
really like be destroyed. Okay.
I mean, anything can be destroyed, but it doesn't have hit points, right? So it's not a normal target.
But it follows. Okay. Alright. I guess I don't really have a great idea. Run this thing ambushing us.
I was just
Right,
sneaking forward and trying to detect it. You can do that though if you want.
No, you're much better at that.
Correct.
Damn, Jeremy's measuring.
I hate that you guys can see me measuring
I mean, whatever. We were
off
going
in the
down this.
distance.
I
Like,
don't.
can you see me measure over here?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
can totally
absolutely.
see
That's
that.
dumb. That's in darkness. Like, you shouldn't be able to see that, like, at all.
Probably this fucked off map. All right, whatever. Here we
No,
go.
it's not the map.
Stop
That's just a
time. 1, 2, 3,
thing.
4,
That's just a roll
5.
20 thing. Okay.
I go
So you
actually.
you guys start to head
Oh.
down this, and you pick and
Who's
weave your
moving
way
me?
through the mounds, the piles.
Oh, that was me. Shit, my
Right.
bad.
I
Oh,
was like,
oh yeah,
how am I
yeah, yeah.
moving?
Here, hold up. Let me
We all have access to you.
take
Oh.
off access from everyone
your
else.
body.
There you go.
I was like, how am I moving? Oh god, I'm being puppeted.
So yeah, you guys begin to pick and weave your way through these mounds of rubble, all the way down this hall to this rough-hewn tunnel that curves back northwards. Bones kind of leading the way, sneaking along. And as you round this bend, Bones, you see this tunnel snakes back to the north and then heads west.
Okay, I think I have a feeling where this goes, but I'm gonna check it out anyway.
Okay.
1, 2. Please, map 2. 6.
Okay. Alright,
Oh, wait a second.
you wait. Nothing seems to happen. You see around this bend ever so slightly, it seems to dead end, perhaps?
What a fucking weird place to dead end.
Yeah, and then you round the corner and you can actually see, yeah, there's just this hall that just stops. And back behind you, right, is this crumpled rubble, and like something is just torn through the stone, like dug into this room, right? Or into this hall, and then there's just nothing.
That's suspicious. Why is this like it's extra dark here?
I would like
God,
to see if
I think you know
can
why
pick
it's
up.
extra dark.
Is there a Grick scent here at all? Like
It's the scent of the same
It's
scent
just-
that you've seen elsewhere or smelled elsewhere.
so it's not strong or anything. It's just
Doesn't seem like it, no.
normal.
This bottom wall looks weird on the map. I
Oh,
don't
does
know
it?
if it's meant to, but it just does.
Really?
Well,
Yeah, because every other wall has a slight like you can see a slight outline, but you can't on that. Like it's a door or something. Like it's a door that's like closed for us. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
Because it's
Well-
definitely a door.
Is it definitely a door?
Are you gonna
I
try
mean, I
to?
guess
Are
you
you gonna try to
could,
see if it's a door?
Perceive.
Yeah, I would like
You
to try and see if it's a
you
door,
could-
as I do with every dead end in this
you
goddamn
could
place.
Try, yeah. Have at it.
All right. I'd like to attempt to detect any fucking hidden doors,
Sure.
door panels.
Absolutely.
What am I? It's perception, yeah.
Yeah, it's perception.
All right, I'm perceiving.
What's going on with my music?
22.
Why is my music just paused? No,
Because it was waiting for me to roll a 22.
I don't think that's the case. 22. Yes. There is definitely something funny happening with this wall.
The south wall?
Yes, the southern wall. It takes you a moment before you find a small panel in the stone that, as you press on it, right, it kind of a portion of it flips up over the bottom, and there's this little nubbin, right, that looks like some sort of switch or something.
Okay. I activate said nubbin.
Okay.
Do I have to like tease
There's
a little bit? Or...
There's a click, right? And then there's a my favorite sound.
Oh, such a good sound.
Right?
So-
As this mechanized stone wall pushes itself, like resets and then pushes itself out of the way. And a bunch of stuff. You're gonna see a bunch of stuff. So immediately,
Fucking hilarious that that wall.
Oh god, that thing's massive.
you
I'm scared.
see
Oh, buddy.
coiled in the southernmost section of this room is an enormous version of the slug-like tentacle monsters that you've seen before. This one it's out in the open, right? It's not moving, but its head is raised slightly, right? And it's just looking in your direction. Above the creature, 20 feet up on the ceiling, is an upside-down stone throne, seated upon which is a mummified, bull-headed humanoid with gemstones embedded in its eyes. You see a great axe lying at the foot of the throne, still suspended, upside down, right? And then there's just debris everywhere, all over the floor and all over the ceiling.
So, it's not debris. They're all Gricks. All of it. It's all Grick.
And this Grick, right, like head coiled and head up, just kind of like looks at you.
Tell me to talk.
It just does this. It does this low kind of hiss, kind of this little.
Fun. That's a fun noise. All right, Ashes, you're up.
Crack.
So Ashes, you kind of like step forward and crack your knuckles.
Yeah,
Slap
I'll
on the
I'll
ass
step up into the room, but before I like approach anything, I like really want to intently look at all the debris and determine
The debris.
how much of the debris.
Roll me a perception
correct.
check, my friend.
That goddamn debris looks sketch.
The goddamn debris.
Did you say perception? Sorry.
It's
Yes,
human
perception.
debris.
The debris.
Pretty good at perception.
There are several little piles of debris that are not big enough to hold a Grick, or at least not big enough to hold a Grick the size of the ones you have fought previously. But there are a couple, probably 4 or 5 piles, mounds, that would be large enough to house such a creature.
I would, as long
Scattered
as the
throughout
alpha,
the room.
As long as the Alpha Grick is not attacking, I will take the time and point them out to the party who have access to ranged combat.
Sure. Right? That as you step into the room, that hiss, that goes louder, and it starts to. It has this tremble in it, right? This.
Well, then
I'm good without that.
I'm going to start growling and.
Roll
And as I
initiative.
do, I'm going to transform.
No, you're not. Roll initiative. You growl at it, and it immediately lunges. Like you go, and it lunges. Like
Oh.
end of discussion. Hostilities have begun.
Damn.
Damn, how you gonna do my boy like that? You can't even let him like get
Nope.
that transform.
Nope. It had very specific triggers,
And growling is one of them. Please
dis-
show me a snip
a
of where it
dis-
says growling.
a display of hostility means it's gonna immediately
It's not
jump into
necessarily
attack.
hostility. It could be a warning.
Oh,
It could be,
bullshit.
just a greeting.
Bullshit.
I mean, in this case, it was definitely hostile, but
Thank you. All right, so we've got some stuff going on.
damn, I wonder if we could have just walked around this room. Probably not. Probably
Okay.
would have attacked if we got so close.
Fucking.
We still had to kill
Myself
it,
all
though. We
over the
told him
place.
fucking Am we would, since y'all killed all his goddamn zombies that he specifically asked us not to.
Oh,
He did not ask us not to.
Okay, it was specifically, you know, it was implied not to.
all
It
right.
was not implied.
Ezra, you're up. Or actually, Matashtai, you have higher. Well, you guys can hash it out. Who do you want to go first? Doesn't matter to me.
Ezra, you go
Matashtai.
first.
Matashtai.
I said first. You go first.
I'll go first.
You have higher dexterity than me. You go first.
That's why it's more miraculous that you got up here. So I think you should.
Heck one.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up my bow,
Okay.
step up into the doorway.
Okay.
I'm gonna rock a couple of shots off of that Grick boy.
Got it.
I'm
Says-
I'm gonna use my bonus action, a Kensai shot, and just pull back. Pew! 16-21.
Go. Okay, so 16 and a 21. The first one just scatters off of the hide of this creature. Does not penetrate. The 21 does. Go ahead and roll that beautiful bean footage.
Okay. Suck that 11 damage.
Very nice. Is this a magical weapon?
Every weapon I use is magical at level 6.
You are not level 6, my friend. So the arrow thuds into this Grick, right? But it doesn't bury nearly as deeply as it should. There's some sort of resistance to this creature's hide. So it takes 5 damage from your Kinsai shot. Anything else for your turn?
No. I'm gonna hang out right there.
Okay,
for now.
sounds good. Ezra, you're up. You watch, you hear, right, the screech, right, the high-pitched hiss that this thing unleashes, and then Matashtai steps forward and doof, doof, fires off 2 arrows.
So I'm gonna step behind Matt.
Okay.
And do I see where those piles are? Rubble?
Yeah, sure. There's a pile here. There's a pile here, and then there's a pile kind of back behind the Grick here, and then there's another 2 piles, one here and one here, that are on the ceiling.
How tall is the ground to ceiling?
About 20. Yeah, it's probably about 25 feet total. Okay, hypnotic pattern, 30-foot cube.
So 30 that way. That way. Back.
Sure. Okay.
And then 30 feet up.
So we're gonna roll for the Grick Alpha
DC
real quick.
15. Wisdom
How
saving.
tall is the ceiling?
20 feet up.
About 25 feet or so. 25 feet. Wisdom saving throw for the Grick Alpha. As an 11, so that is a fail. And then real quick.
Now, how many regular Grick are also in range?
I assume he will whisper those rolls to himself so that we don't...
There may or may not be whispered rolls happening now.
I know how it works.
So you definitely affect the Alpha.
Mhm.
And maybe some rocks.
Does it react to... Initially, is there any sort of sign that it has taken effect?
To the Alpha, definitely. Yeah, you can see it. So it was coiled and it lunges forward, right? It starts to slither, and then it kind of like just stops, and it's still coiled, like it's still up and raised, like, but it stops that horrible hissing, right? And it just kind of holds dead in its tracks for a moment.
I think I have the big boy on lock. So let's make sure the room doesn't have a bunch of them shit fucks running around.
Okay.
What the fuck is that?
I've been doing that for like
He has.
ever.
All right.
The like the
If that is the end of your turn, Ezra, it is Bones.
It's like his signature.
One, 2. What are these? What is yellow and green?
Those are piles of rubble large enough to
factors.
potentially house Grick. The green are on the ground, the yellow are on the ceiling.
4. Okay.
Yellow.
4, 5. I check it. I'm checking the pile.
You kick into this pile of rubble, and it kind of scatters around, and there's nothing in it.
Okay. How high is the ceiling?
About 25 feet.
Alright, hold on. I'm gonna do some math real quick. Sure.
If my eyes deceiveth, I think we have a TK a creeping.
I
TK.
can't even throw it. Okay. I don't have a bow anymore. That's
You
real
threw it
unfortunate.
away.
Yeah, I sure did.
Why'd
For
you
a
do
second
that?
time.
'Cause it's the devil. And I'll move
The
right
devil.
here, and I guess I'll just hold my action in case something happens.
Okay. So it is the Grick Alpha's turn. Nothing happened. It doesn't get a save unless it.
Nope.
Okay. So it can do nothing on its turn.
Till it's woken up by its babies.
Ashes, it is your turn.
Mama, you okay?
Ashes is going to
Whap whap.
walk
Whap,
around the outside, around the outside to the Grick. Definitely realizing now, having fought with Ezra, how the spell works, and he is not going to ruin it, but he is going to spend his action to transform into his hybrid form.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then, as a bonus action, he is once again going to apply his Rite of the Storm.
Sure.
So, and that will be in turn.
Hurt yourself for 5 more hit points.
Yep, and my maximum goes down.
Why did my music stop again? No, it didn't. It's just
Didn't
really
stop for
quiet.
me.
It's a really quiet spot. That's all it is.
It's not very fighty music right now. Oh, now we're getting fighty.
Yeah, that's like the soothing, peaceful portion, and then we're back into fighting. All right, Matashtai, you're up.
All right. Let's see here. Wait, did you just run up to it but not attack it?
Yeah,
He ran up to it, transformed, and then
And I'm like,
thunder
I'm like
sprouts
looking
from his
back
claws.
at you guys, like waiting for you to give me the sign that, hey, the coast is clear, so I can just fucking.
Just to be clear, these These colored things, are those things we think are Grick?
Yellow on the they're yellow. It's piles of unknown material.
Piles
Yellow
of
is ceiling,
rubble.
green is floor.
Yellow ceiling.
That could potentially be wielding stowaways.
All right, so yellow ceiling, green's ground.
Yep.
I'm gonna pop a shot off with that yellow motherfucker.
Okay. Unlike running over to it and like kicking it aside and things like that, firing an arrow at it is not going to do enough damage to the pile to scatter the stone enough to potentially just like you're not. These are like mounds. They could.
Oh, so they don't look like rock.
No.
They hide under rock.
Yeah, they could. These are piles of rubble and
that.
stone.
I'm gonna
Okay.
walk over and punch this Grick Alpha in the face.
Okay, go do that then.
No!
Go do that then.
I'm not gonna do anything else. Too fucking
You
bad.
know what? All right. Mother. You know how this spell works.
I 100% know how the spells work. But what the fuck else am I gonna do?
Why don't you go kick over one of the goddamn green piles?
Because I can't get to it.
Okay, well, throw your spear at it.
You could step of the wind next
That,
to him.
I have been informed, does not do enough to disturb the stone.
Okay.
Well, I didn't say your
Small
spear. I
arrow,
said an arrow.
Big ass heavy spear.
There's a difference.
Bitch.
One has more power pushed behind it, aka an arrow.
Its power
Sure.
is due to its precision and piercing ability. Which
I
don't
disagree
against
with
rock.
this call.
Well, we're gonna agree to disagree.
You do.
No, shut the fuck up, Zach.
You do whatever you want to do. I don't. It doesn't
wanna
bother
hit
me.
this
I don't
motherfucker.
care. So what? You're gonna
I'm
close.
gonna walk over here and throw my spear, I guess, at this fucking rock pile.
Okay.
You're such a team player.
You don't have to do this. You don't.
Well, this is
You don't have to
fucking
let them
stupid, but I'm gonna
bully
do it.
you
I'm gonna throw my
into.
goddamn spear at this stupid piece of fucking shit rock pile.
You do not have to
There we
bully
go.
them
There's my rock.
or
There's
let
my
them
spear
bully you
throw.
into doing what you don't want to do.
Fucking stupid.
I'm not bullying, bro.
Here's my 6 damage spear throw.
You don't need to damage. The weight of the spear has enough heft to scatter enough of the stone to where it is unlikely
Good. Now my spear's over there, you fucks.
that there is any
10
grit
feet away?
hidden inside of it.
Yeah. Out of the way.
Wow, you are just
Jeremy?
belligerent right now.
Jeremy,
So aggressive.
I need
Look,
a
look,
spear
we
icon.
have all,
on
we
the-
can
There
take
you go.
all the time we want. Hypnotic Patterns has got enough time. There's no rush.
Okay,
There's no rush.
Matashtai is done. Ezra, you're up.
Wow, what a great turn.
Like, not every turn has to be 1 billion, 1
I could have been
million
beating the
damage.
shit out of a Grick Alpha.
You're
It was
gonna. You're gonna.
Cool.
So salty.
Cool. I'll be over
When-
here throwing my fucking spear at
When
rock.
he knocks it out of the stupor and it one hit KOs him, I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna fucking laugh.
I'm gonna laugh every time you get one hit KO'd by anything. So that's fine.
That's always. So I'm
Exactly.
Okay. All right, let's can the bitterness down a little bit and just play some D&D.
Jesus.
Let's go. What do you want to do, Ezra?
I am. Cushion.
I think you should just go back down the tunnel. Hang out.
Mitch, I need you to chill out. I'm gonna hold my action to chill touch if one of them little fucks jumps out.
Okay, gotcha. Action held. Bones, you're up.
Okay, Bonzo.
Bonzo.
15, 15, 20, 25, 30. Dash. 5, 10, 15. I kick it.
It does require you to use an action to try to.
I use an
do
action
things
to
up.
kick it. I don't give a
You
shit.
dash as bonus action. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. You.
Yeah.
Okay. So you kick the pile of rubble. Nothing in it.
Hell yeah. Also, now I'm flanking. We're setting up.
Well, sure.
Turn over.
Turn it over. All right. Grick Alpha is held by the hypnotic pattern. Can't do anything. Ashes, you're up.
Seeing that there's still piles unchecked, and Bones is moving to a flanking position, I will take him up on his offer for flanking and flank.
Okay, sounds good.
Getting ready for Pound Town.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we're getting
Hold
a wreck.
action. If he wakes up, I'm swinging.
Okay. Gotcha. Matashtai, you're up.
I stand here until someone decides to attack something.
Are you not going to go get your spear?
Nope, it's over there.
I go get my spear and I
You
come
have the
back here.
movement. Okay. All right. So you all kind of like gather around this fucking big ass snake slug tentacle creature, and then
Actually, if Bones you move up and Matt you move down and to the left and I move down, we should all have flanking. Yeah.
Ezra,
By
you're
the
up.
way, Jeremy, I don't know if you knew, but you're not on map view.
Oh, I'm not. Yeah, I'm bad. Let me pop over here to roll 20. Thank you.
Mhm.
Now you guys can see everything. Whee! So, Ezra, what are you doing?
So I am going to shift down a little bit.
Hey, Ezra, go
while,
stand on the other side of it so I can get flanking.
while I'm doing that, I'm going to yell out, hey, Bones, do you see any other movement?
Do I see any other
And
movement?
hold the chill touch if there's other movement.
I mean, oh,
I mean,
But also perceive.
not right now.
I mean, you
Yeah,
do
I'm
not
just-
see
I'm
anything
just
with
holding my
your
action.
passive perception of 18. All
There
right,
you go.
Bones, it's your turn.
All right, it's time to open up a can of whoop ass.
Okay. Can of whoop ass initiated.
That way, Ash's
Whoop
turn.
ass.
And I'm pretty sure all of us were holding actions to attack. So
Pew 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 pew.
All right. 18 just hits.
Wow, that's fucked off.
All right, well,
Oh,
That'll
hold
be,
that! Don't start everyone fucking throwing out swings.
hey, don't,
Give me a
don't
second.
say everybody. It was just Jake.
Give me a second. I gotta
you threw a
math
Tomba
things.
Kiri out there too.
No, I did not.
That was the
that was before.
rock
Okay.
pile. Okay, so
I saw that, so I thought it was.
you
fucking
do
fake news.
hack into this creature, Bones.
Definitely not magical. I do
Yeah,
not have a
it
magical.
doesn't. You do have difficulty trying to cut deeply into this thing's hide.
Yeah, whatever. It happens.
Triggered action. So Ezra, you fire off a chill touch. That is
I mean,
insufficient.
technically you said so it doesn't
No.
count. And I literally...
That is insufficient to pierce the creature's hide.
Ezra, throw
Um,
your staff at it.
As soon as Bones hits it, it is no longer affected by the hypnotic
Hypnotized.
pattern. Okay. Matashtai and Ashes, you both also get attacks now that it is awake.
So it's full attack action, right?
No,
Yeah,
it's-
you held an
Two attacks.
action to attack, yes.
Okay.
Ashes, that is insufficient. You go to rend the creature, and your claws just slide right off.
There we go.
An 18, a 22, and a 25. Those three will hit. The 18, 22, and 25 hit.
You-
So you unleash. Ashes,
Those are
do...
magical.
Huh?
So mine are magical.
Yeah, Tonbakiri is magical. Ashes, do your basic attacks count as magical? Yet.
They do at 7,
They do at 7, so not yet. Okay, so let me do some math real quick.
I think.
So
I think it's actually like 6, but yeah, maybe it's 7.
so we got, all right. That one is that.
That is 7. You're right.
And we've got 4, and then the 3. Okay, so yeah, Bones initiates the assault, right? And then you all just pile into this creature. There's this
Pile
hacking and slashing and ripping
Slash
and
it.
cutting, and it's flailing
Okay.
about and shrieking. And by the end of it, it is covered in this green ichor and open gaping wounds, but
Gapes.
the beast is still alive.
If it doesn't gape, I'm not interested.
And
You
now,
know that's my policy.
now it's turn.
All parts of life.
Hold on. So it's just hold on. I think we need to take a second here, just because I need
To
a little
address
bit
that?
of clarification.
we
I need
don't.
a
We
little
should
bit of
just.
clarification.
Are you sure
How
about
can I
that?
clarify that for you,
So,
Mitchell?
so when do you ask if they gape? Like, how do you when does that come up
What do you mean?
in
I
the
don't understand.
conversations?
I don't understand.
Like you
Huh?
said, you're not interested
What?
unless they're
Yeah.
gaping.
If
Like,
it's not,
yeah,
if it's
so-
not capable of gaping, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
well, when do you find that out?
Like a
Like-
door that'll gape open. I mean, like a bread box that gapes on open. I mean,
All right. So I have a bevy of targets to unleash. Oh. My Roll20 just did the fucking I'm gonna go blank mode, so I gotta
Roll20
reload real quick.
just
In a
gaped
moment.
right on open.
In a moment. It did. It just gaped right open. So, just a second
Sometimes
while
you gotta use like hands or things to do it. Like
while I reload.
it just happens on its own.
Perhaps I will reload. I think I will. Roll20. Ah, there you go. I was concerned for a second. Okay. Back we go. Okay, so I have a bevy of targets for the Grick Alpha. It is probably. What's it gonna do?
Also known as a Gralfa.
A Gralfa? I like that. I can get behind that.
I do like that. Gralfa fits really well.
I
Mitch,
do
you
like
weren't
it,
here earlier, but this is what these things look like.
Yeah, I went back and I looked at the picture. earlier.
Gotcha.
Thank you though. They're kind of scary. Why do they have like octopus suction cups?
So that they can hold on to it.
They
Give them
also
better
have
grasp.
octopus beaks.
Yes.
I
Okay.
find it weird that like they would have. Whatever.
It finds you weird.
Very cephalopod-like.
Probably does.
I don't find that suction cups make sense on the surface. They don't work the same.
They have hooks in them. You weren't here for the description. They're hooked in.
Alright.
It turns on Bones with its tentacles. Because it kind of wants to get into that corner so it can't get surrounded. So, Bones, it turns, lashes out at you with tentacles. Here are the tentacles. 15.
Fucking AC actually does not hit.
Woo, buddy. Okay. It is unable to connect a blow with you. And then it lashes out with its tail at the target that hurt it the most, and that's going to be Matashtai. So it tries to bash Matashtai kind of like away with its tail. There's going to be a tail attack.
Tail attack.
23.
I have been whapped.
Yeah, so this tail, so it turns and lunges towards Bones, and you're kind of watching this Matashtai, kind of looking for an opening, and there's out of nowhere this just like meat truck slams into the side of you, right? Just bludgeons the crap out of you, and doesn't like that situation, so
Wait, do I get pushed away? Did you say?
no, it doesn't actually push you away, but it
okay.
it hits you in like the attempt, like it's trying to knock you.
Okay.
So I think it's probably done at that point. It's like a trapped beast now, so it's just lashing out at the things that are hurting it. Ashes, you're up.
Ashes is going to commence the weapon.
Commence the weapon.
Oh, that's a miswap.
Unfortunate, yeah. So you go to strike at it again, and that tail like lashes back from hitting Matashtai, and you have to like duck out from under it so that you don't get hit by it, which kind of like throws off your attack.
Okay, going in again.
That one will hit.
All right, cool. So there's the claw.
Mhm.
There's the right.
Ooh.
And bonus action to
No.
attack one more again.
Yeah. But
The world hates me.
Oh.
yeah, sorry. Just a series of like this thing is relatively robust. It has this thick hide, and it's just rebuffing you at every turn. Okay, if that's the end of your turn,
That is the end of my turn.
we're on to Matashtai. Matash.
Alright.
Potash.
I'm a thrust forward with Tambakiri, trying to catch it right at its like base of its beak in its head. Tambakiri
Yeah, that'll hit.
stab.
26. Okay.
I am also going to expend
Okay,
a key
nice.
point to try and stun it.
Sure. Okay.
So that is a DC 14 Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Sounds good.
Tom stab kitty.
Fails. You
Damn.
hit it. You hit it hard enough that it just this quiver ripples up through the creature, and it just kind of like it is stunned.
This excites me.
I proceed to unleash the beating.
Okay.
So actually leave Tom McKeary stabbed where it is, because I feel like it's on like a nerve.
Sure.
So it's like
So you
keeping
just-
it stunned. So I let Tom McKeary go and just flurry of blows right into it.
Do it up.
Stunned is what?
Um,
Paralyzed, right? No, stunned is different.
Yes. So this is advantage, right?
Stun
Stunned
is
you're
advantage.
Can't move, speak.
Incapacitated?
Attacks have all attack rolls have advantage. You automatically fail strength and dex saving.
It's not
Okay,
auto
so
crit,
that's-
but it's all the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
the first
paralyzed.
one. That's the second one. And that's the third one. Oh damn! Last one misses.
Okay, last one misses. First two hit. Your unmagical fists, correct?
Oh fuck! I forgot those aren't magical. Shit. All right, whatever.
So you do pound into the quivering, rippling
I like
mass.
the image of it. Whatever.
And it looks badass, and it does hurt the creature, right? And it's still just like stuck there, right? I like the idea of it hitting a nerve, so it's just like quivering there. Ezra, you're up.
Seeing the prime opportunity,
For Pound Town.
of course, I hit with both of them.
Slash across.
With a whopping, oh man, that's just disappointing
Massive damage.
Massive.
Disappointing
It's
damage.
massive damage. Yeah, the
But
spectral
hey,
claw
it's
just
all gonna hit. So
it
there's-
rakes down, slashing into the creature.
And if it
Who
has any
can't
healing
even
abilities, it
shrill
can't
out
heal.
in pain. If that's your turn, Bones, you're up.
Mhm.
Alright, I'm gonna also unleash the fury.
Get him. Oh, cut him up. Oh, cut him up good.
Feared.
You're
Be feared.
Yeah.
so
Not magical damage. Enjoy
Does
it.
8 damage?
Something like that. 23 total.
3, 5.
11. Something like that.
11 damage.
18 and 3. Yep.
11 damage.
Oh, sorry, I
Not
didn't see
18,
that.
8 and 3.
It had 7 hit points left.
Oh
my God.
So you just butcher this creature between.
I stab in it. And I vault up on it and I stab him in its head. 'Cause it's stunned. It can't resist.
Yeah, it's just held there. It's just, and even after you kill
I
it,
feel like
right?
as
Even
your
after you
blade goes
just
through
plunge
it touches Tom McKeary.
into it,
Damn,
right?
the touch,
It
the
just
tips
it
touch.
holds there
Tips,
quivering,
tips touched.
right?
Ah.
Until a few moments pass, and then the fact that its body had seized up previously begins to no longer matter, right? As the life leaves it, and it just comes crashing down, and you kind of like ride it down as the head just into the ground in front of Matashtai and ashes, right?
Clutch
And
stun.
that's it. Very nice.
Great stun.
Good use of hypnotic pattern. Great stun. Very nice. Guys avoided potentially a lot of damage there.
I was surprised that you didn't roll like a 32 on your saving throw somehow.
It's got invariably you act like it never happens, but I think you've
Never happened.
stunning striked like 6 or 7 times, and I think 3 have hit and maybe
They've
4
actually
haven't.
Been pretty, yeah.
This
they've
is
been pretty
also
good.
not the Monday campaign where none of your shit works.
So
Correct.
like,
I'm holding a grudge from Monday.
you act like nothing works, but
Anytime he uses anything above a 3rd level, it almost never.
Yeah, that's accurate.
except you just like zapped the
It's gotten to the point where I don't use things with saving throws anymore.
you just zapped the crap
When I
out of a
leave it up to
Garistro
you, it doesn't hit.
with a disintegration, but whatever.
Yes, correct. But I also had to make it an int saving throw.
You had to throw a lot at it for it to work.
Yeah.
All right, back to this.
Back to the game. Yeah, so I mean the Grick Alpha crashes down to the ground, and you are left in this lair with this creature, and you taking the time now, right? You see these scattered piles of rubble, most of which that you have now scattered, are filled with bones.
Damn, I love bones. What kind of bones?
I ripped Tom Nakiri out and twirl it to clean it off.
Not the fun kind. The kind of shattered,
Humanoid ones?
not upon humanoid. There are some non-humanoid bones in here, but most of
They're shit
them,
bones?
yeah, most of them are frail. Many of them have already been cracked or shattered in places. This
I
thing
walk
has
over
been
to
here for a
Bones.
while, it seems.
I walk over to Bones. I just hold out some bones.
Pull out some bones.
I look at them. Yeah, those are shit
So-
bones.
That's hurtful.
But they're shit bones. Oh, you
Bones,
didn't.
Knuckles.
Oh,
he wanted a fist bump.
I was watching a dog slide down a hill on some snow. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
I fist bump him. He said he holds out some bones. I assumed it was literal.
So everyone can
So
add
we bump.
750 experience points for the Grick Alpha. Congratulations. Grick Alpha. And now you're left in this room, right, with this enormous creature, but also the upside down throne upon which sits a mummified bull man.
Yeah, how'd we get up there? A minotaur?
Oh, Ashes is pretty strong.
Ash,
Throwing us up there.
throw
You know.
yourself up there.
Well, I mean, like, throw one of us.
Do you remember the last time I threw myself on a statue? What happened?
No.
Do you remember the last time I grabbed a sword? What happened?
We defeated a monster. We got
Hey, what's
you
over here?
uncursed.
Oh, it's just a. Okay, gotcha. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like
Alright.
13
Alright,
Grick.
I'll tell you
Just
what.
standing there.
So hold on. There, it's a statue directly above us.
On the
Well, no. There's a throne. There's a stone throne above the Grick. And sitting in the stone throne is the mummified remains of what looks like probably a minotaur. But I don't want
When
to.
you say
Force.
above, do you mean north of, or do you mean legitimately
You
on the
mean-
ceiling?
I mean,
on the
on the ceiling, upside down, hanging from the ceiling.
Oh, fuck.
I'll reach.
like some
I'll
sort of
reach in my
weird
bag of holding. Kind
freaking
of rummage around a little bit. Rummaging. Pull something up. No. Reach back in. And I pull up my grappling hook.
That's what I do. I rummage around, and then I it's the wrong thing, so I push it back in.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna start cleaning the Grick.
I'm gonna kind of.
Okay, so you head over to the, because you got what? You guys were gonna take the beak back, I believe.
Yeah. So since I'm in wear form, I'm just gonna start carving around the claw,
Sure.
getting the flesh away. Try not to make a whole lot of mess because I know how stinky it's gonna get.
Yeah.
Just being real careful.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I
Yeet.
my
Yeet.
grappling hook up at the Minotaur, and I'm gonna try and like hook it up on like. somewhere like a horn
You
or something,
you
like something to
throw
catch
the
it.
grappling hook up, and about 10 feet into the air, like you throw it up about 10 feet into the air, it suddenly
Inverts.
and then just falls to the ceiling. Like it
Damn.
loses all momentum, and then just falls to the ceiling.
Do you think gravity's enough to pull you up there?
Hey, Ashes, you think you could get me 10 feet in the air?
Yes, I do.
All right. Hey,
I get
Step back.
advantage on all strength checks.
Yeah, absolutely.
In my lichen form.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, I take a step back, and I look at Ashes. You ready?
All right, and I'll like thread my fingers and put them on my knee.
And I'd like to start sprinting at him, and as I do, expend a key point to use Step of the Wind, doubling my jump distance.
Okay.
And the second his foot lands in my hand, I'm gonna.
You all watch as Matashtai rushes forward, launches off of Ashes, and goes 10 feet into the air and just stops
Damn, is this VVV?
and hangs
Great game. Great game.
and kind of like floats in the air for a second,
Oh, this is weird.
and then he plummets to the ceiling. And that's what we'll pick up next week.
The fuck? That dude heated himself into a door. Is that fucking Jake Paul? What the fuck is this?
Oh,
Look at his neck crumple when
Oh,
he hits it.
Oh no,
God, that dude's gonna
that's
have
real
yeah,
bad.
That's
All right.
definitely that's definitely a neck crack.
100% has some vertebrae issues.
Yeah,
All right.
for sure.
That is where
All
we
for
will.
internet fame.
That is where we will go ahead and end the session for tonight, everyone. Hope you had a fun time. That was pretty good. You guys did a good job. Cleared out the Grick
Cleared out.
layer.
Oh,
I kind of hit some things a little bit.
Well, yeah, you did good.
Yeah,
we
you
got
hit
we got
things.
through a couple of
Kind of.
combats, a social encounter.
You
guys are
got to
actually
become a lycanthrope.
You guys aren't destroyed. You guys have been down here in the dungeon for. I need to actually tally it up, but I think you guys have gone through not way more, but so average encounters per day is supposed to be like level 8 or not. It's supposed to be about 8 for level 5. I think you guys are at like 10.
Fucking crushing it
I'm not
today.
sure. I would have to.
Ooh,
I
this
need to
is-
double
we're-
check.
guys,
Maybe not.
We're
Maybe not.
killing it today.
Because now that I
We're
think about it, you
killing
had the Grell, then
All
you
4
had
weeks of today, we are killing it.
Look, I'm just saying that the entry for Uktar 17.
The black
has
ooze,
been a
the
little-
gelatinous ooze, the
the troll,
troll.
the goblin, the Grick snack watch post,
Yep.
Grick group 1, 2, and then the Grick alpha. No, you guys are right at 8. You guys are right at
What
8.
about does the mirror thing count as encounters, or is it
The-
only combat?
Well, so I'm saying, yeah, it's counting resources, right? Like you guys have done
Oh,
way
sure.
more than just 8 encounters. I'm talking combat resource utilizing encounters, combat encounters. So you're supposed to go through like 8. Well, technically, actually, it doesn't say 8 combat encounters. Anyways, that's getting off
Like,
the
look
weeds.
at the
Point
look
is-
at
is-
this big head.
Point is you guys have been down here for quite some time. That's pretty awesome. So good on you guys. Go.
Chat, look at this dude's big head.
Well done. Look at this dude's big head. I want to look at that dude's big head. But I will do that later. For now, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream and end the recording. We will see you all next
Hi,
week,
guys.
where you
Next
guys
all
figure out
perspectives
what the
are
hell
great.
is going to happen with Matashtai, as he is now in the Upside Down land.
Oh, hold up. This sounds
Yep,
bad.
yep, we're ending that way. Yep,
That's not fucking perspective. That dude's head is like 20 pounds.
No, that is perspective.
All right.
Have good nights, guys.
Everyone have a good night.
Night, everybody.
See you guys later.